Is on Thomas versus Thomas. Step forward, please.
21-year-old Danielle Thomas is suing her husband Mario Thomas for pain and suffering during their 3-year marriage. Danielle claims Mario left her to raise their 3 children on her own, but Mario says he's not the father of Danielle's kids and owes her nothing.
Order, all rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please, all rise. Yeah, this is case number 148 on the calendar in the matter of Thomas versus Thomas. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
You folks are married and are in the process of divorcing. There are a couple of issues that you raised, Mrs. Thomas. First, you raised the issue of some credit card bills that you say your husband owes you.
Yes, ma'am.
And second, you say that you are suing him for pain and suffering during the course of your marriage. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
A couple of things I don't understand. How long have you been married?
3 years.
And you have 2 children.
Yes, ma'am.
And you are expecting a third.
Yes.
Mr. Thomas says that none of those children are his.
Correct, Your Honor.
And how old is the oldest child?
She'll be 3 in November.
So that you're married 3 years, you have 2.5 children.
Mm-hmm.
None of them are his.
Mm-hmm.
How can you claim that he harassed you?
Because, Your Honor, when we got married, he knew full well that I was pregnant. He said he would accept the responsibilities of being a father to my child.
He said that in his answer.
And when we got married, shortly after we got married, you know, things started changing. He changed and started acting, you know, differently than what he had said he was going to do. And he left and said he had wanted a divorce. And that put stress on my body and on me, and going through a pregnancy, as you know, it's very stressful anyway. And when he left, that put stress on me. I went into premature labor with my daughter. She was born at 36 weeks.
Okay, but she's fine and healthy now,
She's
is that right?
fine and healthy.
Okay.
Now, when I was pregnant with my second child, he came back and said he wanted to work things out, and we got back together.
Did you tell him that the second child wasn't his?
Yes, ma'am. He knew that it was my son was not his.
The second child?
Yes.
Well, how did that come about? How long were you separated?
We were separated for about 7 or 8 months. And then...
and how pregnant were you when he decided that he wanted to come back?
When he decided to come back, I was like 6.5, maybe 7 months pregnant.
So right away you went out and found somebody else?
No, not, it wasn't.
Well,
I mean,
I'm not really good at math. Bert can attest to that.
Yeah.
But if you were 6.5 months pregnant and you were separated for 7 months, it didn't take you long to find a substitute for him.
No, ma'am, it didn't.
So then what happened?
And then when he decided he wanted to come back, he wanted to get back together with me, I said yes, and we got back together, and everything was fine.
What happened to the father of this child?
I left. Me and him had broken up.
And then what happened?
During my pregnancy, during the end of my pregnancy with Mario, when I was pregnant with him, he said that he would take care of the child. That's why my son is named after him. He's a junior. He signed my son's birth certificate and everything. And
sounds like a nice guy.
Yes, he seemed to be a nice guy, Your Honor. But
yeah.
Things started changing again.
Like what?
He started started going over to his sister's house. I didn't, you know, have a problem with him visiting his sister and everything, but he would be gone 4 and 5 days at a time and wouldn't even call to say, you know, how you doing or anything. He would just be gone.
So that's the emotional stress that you're talking about?
Yes, ma'am. And then, you know, my son has a problem. He has asthma. He had a problem with his lungs when he was born by me going into labor at 34 weeks when he left me the second time.
So then he left you the second time. And how long were you separated the second time?
We were separated for about 9 months, nine and a half months.
And how pregnant are you now?
I'm 8 months pregnant.
Is that the stress that you're suing for, his leaving you?
Yes, ma'am. When he left me in a financial bind as well as an emotional bind also, because we were together and we had bills, like for different bills, like furniture bills and stuff like that. When he left, I had to pay those.
Who has the furniture?
I do.
Now, what are these credit card bills that you're talking about?
Some credit cards that I had gotten, and I had charged some things for him while we were together. Different.
Like what?
Some stuff for his. He has a keyboard. Different things for his keyboard and clothing or something.
How much did you charge for him?
$7.
I want to see
6
proof of that.
I have a credit card statement here. It has the balance out that I have been paying on from Sears. That I have here. It has the balance. I just wanted him to pay half of it.
Well, I don't.
You know?
He's not responsible for the whole balance.
I know half of the balance, Your Honor.
Well, what items are on there?
This credit card statement here does not have the items that are on it. It just has the complete balance that I owe on the bill.
Well, I can't. That's not proof, madam, of anything. I don't know when you made those purchases. I don't know what those purchases were. You say that they were solely for him.
Yes, most of the purchases were.
First you said some, then you said most.
Majority of the purchases were for him.
Well, then you should have brought me the bill that says this is what the items were. You must have that bill.
Yes, I did, but I didn't bring that on. Van Bar was the one that had the total amount due.
Did you ever charge anything on her Sears card, sir?
I didn't know she had one, ma'am.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He plays with women's minds, their emotions and everything because he thinks he's a pretty boy, that's all.
And later today,
You put any kind of schmutz you want in the washer and dryer and then expect her to take it back.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Danielle Thomas is suing her husband Mario for pain and suffering because he left her to raise their 3 kids on her own. Mario says he doesn't believe the children are his and feels he owes her nothing.
Now, I want you to be honest with me. Did you ever charge anything on her Sears card, sir?
No, ma'am, not at all.
Okay. Do you pay any support for her?
No, ma'am.
What about child support? Are you seeking child support from him?
No, ma'am, I am not. Not at this time.
At any time?
No, ma'am.
Not so sure about that. How do you support yourself?
I have, I'm on aid from my state. It's called AFDC for my children.
Mm-hmm. You living with the father of this baby that you're going to
No,
have?
ma'am, I have my own apartment.
Who is the father of this baby that you're going to have?
Brian.
What does he do for a living?
He works at Sharp, and he works at Federal Express.
And who's the father of your second child?
Moses.
Does he pay any support for the child?
It will be starting in 3 months.
But so far he hasn't paid
No,
any
ma'am.
support. And the father of your first child?
Raymond, he,
Does he pay support for the child?
no, not through the court system, no, he doesn't. But he does give her money, and he buys her things, things that she needs.
You have anything you want to tell me, sir?
Yes. A lot of things she said about me changing, that's not true, Your Honor. When in the beginning, she told me she was raped. And I had no problem with that. I mean, I could accept it, and because I felt she was being honest with me. And about 2.5 months later, or, you know, after everything was rolling all good, it just kept coming back to me because of the way she said it. That it happened in her house and everybody was asleep. And I had already talked to her brother. And her brother had told me that the guy Raymond, she already liked him and was flirting around with him anyway.
So the person that you told you raped her was somebody that you now believe she just went to bed with?
Yes, ma'am, because she admitted to it. When I
When
finally...
you confronted her with it?
Yes, ma'am.
So that was just a story that she had been raped?
Yes, ma'am.
So that made you mad?
Hurt and mad at the same time. And what made it so bad is when I asked her, she laughed like it was a joke. And I didn't really know how to say, well, this is over or anything like that. So I took some time and went to my sister's house. And she already didn't like me going to my sister's house anyway.
Okay, but you went to your sister's house really to escape a little bit and to think?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How old are you, sir?
24.
What kind of work do you do?
I work at Baskin-Robbins and I'm a part-time model.
How old are you?
21.
All right, Miss Thomas. You get lecture number 307. Officer Byrd is familiar with this lecture. It's unfortunately one that I have given before. You're 21 years old, going to have 3 children by 3 different fathers, none of whom support their children. Those children are being supported by me and the rest of the taxpayers in this country. You've acted wholly irresponsibly in your life with regard to that, wholly irresponsibly to your children. Not easy growing up as one of 3 children, and each one has a different father. Father's Day in your house, you're going to need a revolving door to set up the visitation. That's immature, irresponsible, and very stupid. Now, I don't know where you get the best word that I can think of is chutzpah, which means nerve, to come into court and sue him for mental and emotional stress. I haven't heard, madam, that he's caused you any mental or emotional stress. As a matter of fact, I think based upon what you've told me and what he's told me, he exercised a great deal of restraint by just walking out of the house and going to his sister's house. As far as these credit card bills that you're talking about, you have produced no proof that is satisfactory to me that he owes you a penny. Nothing. Truth of the matter is, the only thing that's irritating is since you support yourself by welfare and you pay your Sears bill by welfare, I'm really paying the Sears bill. So that's irritating. That's irritating number 3. Your lawsuit is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Alphabetical to your right, please. All parties in the matter of Allen versus Stevens, step forward.
22-year-old Lindsay Allen is suing eBay seller 26-year-old Karen Stevens for selling her a fake Louis Vuitton purse. Karen insists the purse is real.
Miss Allen, you purchased what you believe to be an authentic designer bag on the internet from the defendant. I think you paid $250 for it. When it arrived, it was your belief that it was a fake.
Yes.
And you spent another $35 to have someone examine it. And you are going to be showing me, according to your complaint, that it was determined that the bag was, in fact, a fake.
Yes.
Ms. Stevens says there is no way that the bag was fake, and she's going to prove to me that the bag was authentic. Can I see the bag, please?
Yes.
Why did you want this bag, by the way?
I've always wanted an authentic Louis Vuitton purse. I did not know that what I was getting was a replica. I do have a real one here to compare.
I'd like to take a look at it, please.
The serial number on the authentic one is underneath the pouch.
This pouch?
Yeah, the interior pouch, right underneath it.
Oh, you would never know that unless you looked very carefully.
And there's no serial number on the replica as well. As you can see also, the stitching is uneven. In authentic Louis Vuitton purses, the stitching is usually close to perfect.
There are several things that are different.
Yes.
There is no authentication on the lock, and there is an authentication on the lock on this one. Have you ever examined a real one as compared to this one?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Stevens, what do you do for a living?
I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I sell on eBay.
Where did you get this bag from?
My mom,
Where did she get it from?
a good friend of hers, it was actually a gift.
Well, it's a fake.
I don't believe that it is.
Yeah, it is. Sure it is. Would you send it back to her? She's going to look at several things. First of all, she's going to look at the piping. She's going to look at the serial numbers inside. She's going to look at the lock. First, take a look at the lock on both. Take a look at the lock on the real one. Turn it over. One also has a serial number on the bottom. The one that you sold her does not.
Yes.
Now open up the real one. Open up the flap, and you'll see a serial number underneath the flap. See the serial number?
Yes.
Open up yours. See a serial number?
No, I do not.
Got it?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You look like a very nice lady. She wants her money back. When did she call you and tell you that she wanted her money back?
She emailed me after receiving the purse saying that it was fake, and I said that I didn't believe that it was. And if she did believe that it was fake, I sent 7 different very detailed pictures to her of the purse that show the stitching. If she had any idea that it wasn't authentic or thought that it wasn't, I sent extra pictures.
Listen to me. You sent her the pictures for her to try to prove that it was a real purse.
Exactly.
But it's not.
But why did
I
she
just
not argue that if she thought that it was? Because I'm not a cheater or a stealer.
Now, I understand that. But she wanted her money back. And if you had said, listen, if you're dissatisfied with the purse, I'll give you your money back, we wouldn't be here today. But in order for her to prove to you that it was fake, she took it to somebody to authenticate it. Do you have the report? Can I see it, please?
Yes.
Okay. You want to sell things? That's what happens. I mean, if you don't know that something is authentic and you advertise it as a Louis Vuitton bag, you're advertising it as an authentic Louis Vuitton bag. Yes. Turns out that it is not an authentic Louis Vuitton bag. I can see that. I've shown you some examples of where you can look and see it. I don't think you're a dishonest lady. I think you thought perhaps she was mistaken. Maybe you thought she was trying to scam you and would send you back a different bag, which is what you say in your answer. In the meantime, the big bag goes back to the plaintiff. The little bag stays with the defendant, and she gets her money back, plus the cost of the expert, $285. Thank you very much. You're two nice ladies.
Step out.
I didn't actually inspect the purse, so I didn't see the stitching. I didn't, notice that there were no serial numbers on it.
Child care provider Sandra Allen is suing her former employers, Dasher Lindsay and Ralph Isles, for unpaid babysitting fees.
All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 88 on the calendar in the matter of Allen versus Lindsay Isles.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Allen, you did babysitting for the defendants.
Correct.
On several different occasions, several different periods of time. And it is your claim that you are owed some wages because you were let go from your job.
Yes.
And you had worked 30 hours.
Correct.
The defendants, while they seem to acknowledge that you were owed wages at the time you left, they say they really owe you nothing because you made a false claim to Child Protective Services about the way that they care for their children, and they are counterclaiming in the amount of $3,000 because of what they say that you put them through. Miss Lindsay, when and where did you find Miss Allen to babysit for your children?
Well, Miss Allen was our children's first babysitter.
And you have 2 children?
We have 3, ma'am.
How long did she babysit for you?
This last time was for 9 months.
And prior to that?
It was off and on for a number of months.
And she was a good babysitter?
Yes, ma'am.
Took good care of your children? You
Yes,
felt
ma'am.
comfortable about leaving her with the children?
We trusted her, yes, ma'am.
Good. Miss Allen, then I'm going to come to you. I want you to tell me what happened that caused you to call Child Protective Services and when?
On numerous occasions, the kids would not have enough to eat. They would ask me, can I have some more? I was like, well, there's no more food. And I would offer them, like, okay, give me $100. I'll be more than happy to go to the commissary. It's base where the food's a whole lot cheaper. And, I'll get the food and stuff like that for them. No big deal. No. We're going to go out. We have our monthly budget. And every end of the month, they go to Sam's and everything, come back with the same thing, and we do the same thing over. The kids' shoes were too small. I purchased a pair of shoes for the 4-year-old girl. We had to go up 2 sizes, and that was in the end of '06. I bought the shoes for her, and I started working for them in August. So that time, her shoes were too small. We bought the baby shoes. She was not a year at the time, and the kids were not getting baths. The dad would go out of town. Every other week, he'd go out of town. No big deal. Mom said it's going to be a long week. Could you give the kids a bath? And I would. But when Dad comes home at 5:30, I would not give the kids a bath. I come in at 10:30 in the morning. The kids had the same clothes on that I put them in the day before. I was like, did you guys get a bath? No, Miss Sandra, could we get a bath? So I was like, well, it's time to get dressed, so we'll just change clothes, and we'll just go out and do our stuff and everything.
What did you tell Child Protective Services when you called them?
That the kids were being neglected and weren't being supervised properly.
Go ahead.
On one occasion, Miss Dasher told me personally that the neighbor down the street came in and told her that the oldest son was sitting, they have a 2-story house, and the son was sitting out on his window throwing things out. And the screen's missing, so he was throwing things out of his window.
What kind of work do you do, Miss Lindsay?
I'm a cook.
For whom?
For a company called Sodexo.
You work full-time?
Yes, ma'am.
And you, sir?
Systems analyst for the same company.
Well, you both have good jobs. You've been working for a while for this company?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any financial problems?
No.
Miss Allen, before you called Child Protective Services, did you discuss with Miss Lindsay and Mr. Lyles your concerns?
No, I did not.
You did not. Who is this lady?
It's my mother.
Would you step up, please? Tell me your last name.
Allen.
Miss Allen, when, if ever, did your daughter start to discuss with you the concerns she had about these children?
It was last year. She was seeing different things, and in our area they have a lot of yard sales, and she asked me if I would go out if I could look for clothes in children's size and shoes because they were too small, or the winter time, she said, I'm not sure if it was the 4-year-old didn't have clothes that would fit her for the winter, so I was trying to find jeans and turtlenecks and stuff. And she would bring them over to the house sometime, and I would fix them lunch and everything, because she would say the cup of noodles, that was all they would be eating for lunch, and the sodium in that soup thing was kind of high for a child. So.
Did she discuss with you before she called Child Protective Services?
No, but she told me that, you know, something needed to be done about what was going on, and I told her, you know, do what she needed to do.
Okay. Do you have the report from Child Protective Services? I'd like to see it.
Yes, ma'am. I have two, the original when they first came out on the 20th, and the second from the actual caseworker.
How many times did the caseworker visit you in the 2-week period between the date that the report was received and the day they closed the case?
Just twice. The first time, which is A, and then the second time, which is B, when they closed the case. Because on the first visit, she stated that there was nothing but discrepancies in the claims, that the allegations that was made.
Okay. Miss Lindsay or Mr. Lyles, do you have any motive for Miss Allen to have placed this call after the years that she spent with you taking care of your children?
Possibly, yes, ma'am.
Well, I'd like to hear what you think the possible motive is.
That Monday, before the 20th, I believe it was the 16th, Miss Allen came in, normal day. I had spoken to her in regards to, we was paying her extra stipend for gas because she would pick our son up from school, so we give her extra money on top of her pay each week. Well, gas prices in our area were rising, and she came to me and she stated, Miss Dasher, the news said by Memorial Day, gas prices are going to be sky high. Can I please get more gas money? And I said, well, how much do you want? Because I was previously paying her $20 extra a week for gas. She said $30, and I said, fine, no problem. Okay, that was taken care of. Right before I was getting ready to go to work that day, I reminded Miss Allen that we were soon to be putting our two oldest children, the 4- and the 5-year-old, in private school, in which we was going to be paying for private school, and the only one that would be left would be our 2-year-old. And once we're paying for private school, we wouldn't be able to pay her the same amount that we pay her currently for her nanny services.
Well, how much were you paying her an hour?
$7 an hour during the week, and if she worked on the weekends, it would be $9 an hour, plus the
So
stipend
you wanted
for
to pay her
gas.
less than $7 an hour?
I didn't want
No,
to.
we were cutting the hours back. That was what we were telling her.
Oh, you were just cutting her hours back?
Yes,
Way
it was
back.
more like a pre-notice to possibly a 2-week notice when the children started private school.
Private school.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, and what did she say?
She didn't state much. She said, well, that's fine. By August, I planned on having moved out of my parents' home.
So she wasn't upset about it?
She didn't seem upset, no.
I was
No,
not upset.
she wasn't upset about that, so that's not a reason. I don't see any reason that she would have, quite frankly, Miss Lindsay, of making this phone call unless she had some legitimate concerns over the 3 children. And the fact that the state didn't find any gross abnormality in your house doesn't mitigate the fact that she felt as if you and your husband may have been a little overwhelmed with full-time jobs and 3 little children, working very hard. You have financial things in the works, private
Yes, ma'am.
school and all that stuff. Whatever it was, I don't get from Miss Allen that she was being vindictive about anything.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Do you remember when she bought your 4-year-old shoes?
She didn't have any bills.
You mean she didn't have any bills, so she should spend the money on your children?
And later today,
Your Honor, she was tricked. She
Listen
was
to
duped.
me, sir. She wasn't tricked.
Yes, I was. I was told it was slate, and it's not.
No, it doesn't say slate pool table. It says pool table.
Sandra Allen says former employers Dasher Lindsay and Ralph Isles owe for babysitting fees. The defendants are countersuing, claiming Sandra made false accusations to Child Protective Services.
You have a reason she might call?
I mean, my sister told me that she was going through personal issues.
Well, first of all, that's hearsay. Second of all, going through personal issues would not necessarily mean she would take it out on you.
Well, it doesn't make sense that she would call. The things that were going on did not happen. I mean, she put our kids in danger
How did she put your kids in danger?
because Child Protective Services could have took them away.
Well, they could have if they found that they were substantially neglected or abused. They absolutely could have, but we don't discourage people in this country if they have legitimate concerns from making a report to Child Protective Services so that somebody can come out and take a look at a situation and make sure everything is right. Problem is, too many people don't do anything. And unless I find that there was some motivation other than legitimate concern for the children's safety, I'm dismissing your counterclaim, and she's going to get the wages that were owed to her. Her mother seems to say, who is a lady that I assume you knew.
Yes, ma'am, we did.
That her daughter had confided in her previously that she was concerned about the children.
She never confided in us. Up until that day, Miss Allen and I had never had any problems communicating.
You may not have had any problems. Do you remember when she bought your 4-year-old shoes?
She bought my 2-year-old shoes.
Or your 2-year-old shoes? Do you remember when she did that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know why she did that?
I had just bought my 2-year-old shoes. She
Yeah,
did it
we have
because
the 2 pairs of shoes.
Yes.
It is unlikely that she would have spent her money, the hard-earned money that the $7 an hour, which is the minimal
She didn't have
amount.
any bills.
What?
She didn't have any bills.
I have bills.
She didn't have any bills, so she should spend the money on your children?
No,
We never
she liked
asked her
doing things for our children. She took them to McDonald's. She did things for them. That was.
So she was a really good caregiver.
Yes, she was.
We're not
Well,
denying
then
She had no right to
something-
call Child Protective
Yes,
Services.
she did.
There was nothing wrong with the way we
That's
raised
the
our
way,
children.
that's your perception, and you may be right. But if she's the kind of caregiver that you say she is, to her eye, these children were not being adequately cared for while in your care. And before the state takes children away, there has to be some overriding reason, because they got plenty of children in foster care. So if it's a question of children not getting more than noodle soup or not getting a bath every day, they're not going to remove children from a home. But that doesn't mean somebody who loves the children, as she clearly did according to you, should tolerate what she perceives as neglect. So your counterclaim is dismissed. You owe her $226 salary and $30 for gas. Pay her. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I've tried to talk to the parents on numerous occasions about different things.
She never tried to talk to us.
They don't want to listen to me on different occasions, so why would they want to hear something about how their kids are being raised?
And she did, regardless of, what was said. She put our children in danger.
I did what I had to. If you feel like kids are being neglected, don't be afraid to call someone. You're not in the wrong.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Vas Nunes versus Moley, step forward.
Alan and Terry Vas Nunes are suing Melissa Moley for the value of a pool table and bedroom set they sold her. The couple claims Melissa ultimately canceled her check.
Mr. and Mrs. Vas Nunes, you sold the defendant your home.
Yes.
And when you sold her your home, she also purchased a bedroom set and a pool table, independent of the purchase price of the home. I assume after the closing you moved out and she stopped payment on the check.
That is correct, Your Honor.
You want the money for the bedroom set and
Absolutely.
the pool table. Mrs. Moley says that the pool table was misrepresented to her as a slate pool table, and it's not a slate pool table, it's something called Slatron, and she's not paying for it. Was there a separate bill of sale for the furniture?
No, Your Honor.
And did the contract for the sale of the house provide anything about furniture?
No, Your Honor.
Miss Moley, how many times did you see the house before you purchased it?
A few times.
Well, what's a few? A couple is 2. A few is more than 2.
Yes.
Usually more than 3.
Yes, few.
Let's pause for a moment, and I want you to think how many times you were in the house before the closing.
3 times.
Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Very good. And on each of the 3 occasions, did you see the bedroom set?
I believe I did.
And on each of the 3 occasions, did you see the pool table?
Yes, I walked past it.
When you came to the house, did you come alone?
I came at different times, once with a real estate agent, once by myself, once my husband met me there.
Okay. When your husband met you there, it would only be natural for you to show him the bedroom set and the pool table.
We weren't looking at the bedroom set and the pool table. We were looking at the house.
I said it would only be natural to show him the bedroom set and the pool table if you were interested in buying it.
We weren't interested in buying it until after he had come. We had asked them later on if they were going to be selling any of the furniture.
Then I assume that your husband saw the bedroom set and
Yes,
the
he
pool
did.
table. So just answer my questions. Let's not play with each other. And I assume that when you went home with your husband, you discussed whether or not you would buy any of the furniture. That would be a logical thing to do.
Yes.
And both you and your husband decided that if they were prepared to sell the bedroom set and the pool table, you were interested in purchasing it.
I decided that, yes.
You decided that independently of your husband?
Yes, I did.
You felt as if you had the expertise to do that all by yourself?
Expertise as far as what? I just decided I was going to buy it.
And you made that decision yourself. How old are you?
39.
What kind of work do you do?
I stay home with the kids.
And your husband?
He works for Verizon.
And who makes the financial decisions in the house?
I do.
Okay. Now, On what date did you make this arrangement to sell the furniture, the pool table and the bedroom
In
set?
mid-January, after the contract and the approval to purchase my home, Ms. Moley had sent a piece of paper to my wife explaining she had interest in the bedroom set.
May I
and the
see the
pool
piece
table.
of paper? Do you have it?
And then on...
You don't have the piece of paper.
On
No, I don't, Your
2/28,
Honor.
she wrote a check.
Can I see it, please?
Yes.
That would be February 28th.
Yes, ma'am. But prior to that, on 2/18, she did come to the house the first time initially to view the bedroom set and the pool table with her son, and we opened our home to her.
Just one second.
Yes.
Miss Moley, did you write this out? Pool table, furniture?
Yes.
So this is your contract?
Yes.
You canceled this check?
Yes, and I gave them a new check for the $450. I tried to reach them by telephone. We went to closing on the 28th. On the 1st of March, I called Terry Vast Nunez on her cell phone, which she had given me. I left her a message stating that I was disappointed the pool table was not slate, like she had told me. She didn't call me back until 8 days later. So I attempted to reach them, couldn't get them. 8 days later.
Miss Moley, listen to me. You are responsible for this. This is your contract. Absent another writing, this is your contract. You agreed to purchase
a slate pool
from
table.
them. No! It doesn't say slate pool table. It says pool table. It doesn't say new. It doesn't say 2004. It doesn't say green. It doesn't say. It says pool table and furniture from them for $900. This forms your contract. And when you buy secondhand furniture, if you want to be specific, you can either do one of two things. You can have an expert come and look at it before you purchase it. That you can do. Who are you?
I'm her brother, Your Honor.
Did you look at it before she purchased it?
She had called me on the phone. May I stand up?
Sure.
She had called me on the phone, and she asked me that they're selling the pool table. I said, if it's slate, she says $450. I said, if it's slate, it's a score, buy it. If it's flake board, do not buy it. The humidity in New York will destroy it. It's no good. It's not worth anything.
Well, why didn't you come and look at it?
Because I live a distance away, and she was making that decision immediately, and I told her, do not buy it. She called them up. To confirm it, is it slate?
Listen to me. Sit down. You weren't there when she called them? You can't report on anything that she said.
She told me it was slate when I asked her. Prior to giving her the check, I said, is it slate or is it wood? She told me it was slate. She told me the difference between slate board and wood. The balls don't bounce, the wood won't warp. It's slate. I didn't go looking under the table.
Did you have a discussion with them about that?
Melissa called me on the telephone after I gave her the $900 quote for the furniture, and she asked me if the pool table was slate. I told her I didn't know. However, I do think that it's Slatron.
In any event, there was no discussion, and there's certainly no indication in any contract that $450 of this $900 is ascribed to the pool table. The fact that you decided that the bedroom furniture is worth $450.
I didn't decide that. They told me the breakdown. There was $450 for the table, $450 for the furniture.
Then you should have put it in the contract.
Your Honor, may I?
First of all, I don't believe that. I believe that what happened is they said, how much do you want for the pool table and for the furniture? And they said $900, or whatever they said, and you agreed on $900. In any event, you had no right to do this. When you buy secondhand items, it's up to you. It's the buyer beware. You have to make a judgment. And you had an opportunity to bring an expert in to look at the furniture. You had an opportunity to have your brother come down to take a look at it. But you gave them a check, and this is your contract. And your contract is to purchase a pool table and furniture. That's what you bought.
Your
You
Honor,
can't.
I'm sorry. She was tricked. She
Listen
was
to
duped.
me, sir. She wasn't tricked.
Yes, I was. I was told it was slate, and it's not. And Mr. Vest Nunez wasn't there.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Neither was he. And what your brother said to you was, listen, if they're selling you, if they're dumb enough to sell you a slate pool table for $450, it's a score.
No,
to quote
that's
his,
not true.
That's exactly what he just
He
said
did
to
say
me.
that, but
I'm
it costs money.
I'm speaking. That's what he said. He said, sis, if they're willing to sell you a slate pool table for $450, these idiots, it's a score. It's a steal. Buy it. So you thought you were getting a real bargain.
It would have
That's what
been
he
a
told
bargain
me.
for both of
Judging
them.
for the plaintiff in the amount of $900. That's
Thank
all.
you very much, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step.
Rittenauer is suing her estranged son-in-law, Brian Hill, for a loan to pay his mortgage and for unpaid babysitting fees.
All rise. It's case number 102 on the calendar in the matter of Rittenauer versus Hill. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Rittenauer, Mr. Hill is your soon-to-be ex-son-in-law, and it is your claim that he owes you for a small loan that you made to him to pay his mortgage and for some babysitting services for your 3 grandchildren.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hill says that the mortgage payment was your idea. There was never any discussion of repayment for it. And he's going to tell me the story about the babysitting services. I want to start with you, Mr. Hill. How long have you been married?
Since 95.
And how old are your children?
10, 7, and 12.
How long have you been separated from your wife?
Since 05.
And how long have the children been living with you? You have custody?
Since 05.
Since 05?
Yes, ma'am.
Did your wife leave the house?
Yes.
Did she have somebody else?
At the time, no, I don't know. I don't think so.
But she left?
Yes.
And she left you with the children?
Well, when she originally left, she took the kids with her. The kids wasn't happy living with Miss Ridenauer here. The kids told Tina this many times. Tina told me over the phone that I could have custody. We went to court for the custody.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Just a second. Was custody adjudicated in court?
Yes. When we went
That's
to
all I
court.
have to hear. Custody was adjudicated in court?
Yes.
Did you and your wife make an agreement with regard to the custody of the children?
Yes.
So it was resolved between the two of you that you would have custody and she would have visitation?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you get child support for the children?
It's court-ordered, but I haven't received the first check yet.
And how long has it been since you got child support from their mother?
I believe it was April or May of last year, 06.
Now, Ms. Ridenauer, when do you claim you made this loan to Mr. Hill with regard to the mortgage payment?
October 27th of 2006.
Tell me about it.
Mr. Hill was at my house stating that him and the children wanted to move back to his home because he was living with his mom, but he didn't have the money for the mortgage payment. I stated to Mr. Hill that I would lend it to him. He come back and said that he did not want any handouts and that he would pay me back. And I stated that he can make payments, and I haven't received a penny from Mr. Hill.
Your Honor, that's wrong.
Okay. Now tell me about the babysitting.
The babysitting, Mr. Hill asked me if I would watch the 3 children for him while he worked, that he would pay me. And I said, okay, $75 a week, and he okayed that. And I said, but he had to be home by 7 that evening. Well, Mr. Hill called me that Friday, because it was only a week that I watched him. That Friday, he called me, and he stated that he would be a few minutes late, that his sister was in a car accident, and I said, okay. This was at 5 p.m. I called him at 10:07 in the evening to ask him if he would be back by 8 to pick up the children, and he said, yes, Vern, I'm leaving now, and hung up on me. And so in the meantime, I was on the computer with the 2 granddaughters, and I received an IM through the computer, which was Mr. Hill's mom, saying all these harsh things to me. And then Mr. Hill came and blew the horn at 8 o'clock and picked up the children. And then when I got on my computer, I seen that I had 2 emails that Saturday, the day after, where Mr. Hill was apologizing for his mom. And I also have an email here stating that his mom wanted me to accept her apology as well.
So what does that have to do with anything?
Because Mr. Hill
What does that have to do with anything?
Mr. Hill should have called me and told me that he was going to be late and not call his mom and have his mom to IM me through the computer. It was between me and him, not me, him, and his mom.
He told me that he called you at 5 o'clock. He said his sister was in an automobile accident and he was going to be late. Didn't you just tell me that?
He said a little late.
So what? You're watching. You're with your 3 grandchildren. Do you work?
No, ma'am.
So what else do you have to do? If he said he had a family emergency, what's the big deal?
Because I watched him before, and he's never picked them up until 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about one particular day. You watch the children for 1 week, according to you. You watch. Where do you think you are? You watched the children for 1 week. You said he was supposed to pick them up at 7. I assume the other days he picked them up at 7. Called you the last day, said, my sister was in an automobile accident. I'm going to be a little late. And he comes to pick the children up 1 hour late. And I'm asking you, you're the grandmother. What's the big deal?
The big deal is I watched him 4 months prior to that, and I never charged anything. And
you shouldn't charge anything.
And he was coming and picking the children up at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night when it's a school night.
Then you shouldn't have volunteered to watch them again if it wasn't satisfactory arrangement. If it wasn't a satisfactory arrangement 4 months before, then you shouldn't have volunteered to watch them again. It would seem to me that if you are the mother of a deadbeat parent, which you are, because your daughter is a deadbeat, she has not sent support for her children since April of 06, that if your contribution could be helping to watch your grandchildren so that he can work and support them, you shouldn't be here today asking for $75 for babysitting services.
Well, how can my daughter be a deadbeat? She's paying child support for the grandchildren.
No,
she's
she's
also
not.
giving medical insurance for them.
he hasn't received child support from her since April of '06?
Because he keeps dropping it. It's like this. If she doesn't do what Mr. Hill wants her to do, then he'll go file it. If she does what he wants her to do, he'll drop it.
Listen to me, madam. A parent has an obligation to support children that they made. It is irrelevant to me whether it's a mother or a father. If the father has custody of the children and the mother has no children, then what she's got to do is work and pay child support because the children need to be supported.
I understand that, Your Honor.
Right.
And
So
she
if I
does
was
do
the
that.
mother of a parent who did not pay child support and my contribution could be helping to babysit with my children, I wouldn't complain because the father was an hour late because of an emergency. Now, you want to tell me the story about the mortgage?
July of last year, I moved in with my mother because I was having problems paying bills. I moved down in there, had the kids enrolled in school. Everything was going well. Tina called me maybe 4 months after I moved down there, wanting to know if she could take over our house that we had purchased together. That's fine. If she was going to do it, that was fine. I gave Tina $1,000 cash, and the $1,000 was meant to be for the mortgage payment, the electric payment, and the ground rent where we live. She paid the ground rent and the electric. She never paid the mortgage, took off with the money. Then she calls me a week later and tells me she can't afford the house. Now the mortgage payment's never been paid.
That's not true.
Don't speak.
The mortgage payment was never made. Verna started calling me, asking me to move back. I have phone records of this, how many times she's called.
I'd like to see them.
They're all highlighted in yellow. Verna
She
started
called
calling
you at your mother's house.
on my cell phone,
Or your
yes.
cell phone. Go ahead.
She called me wanting me to come back to move up there so she could be closer to the kids, because at this time I was like 150 miles away from her and her daughter. I told her, being I gave my wife Tina all this money, I didn't have money to move back. She agreed to pay the payment for me if I moved back so she could be closer to the kids and part a Christmas present, because it was November when we moved back.
Your Honor, that's not true.
You didn't want to see your grandchildren?
Your Honor, I do want to see my grandchildren. I haven't seen my grandchildren in 3 months. For whatever reason, I don't know. I've seen...
You told me that you were watching them in May.
Well, it's been 2 months.
Oh,
1 or 2 months. I do know.
You told me you babysat for them in May.
1 week she did.
June 6th.
I only watched them for 1 week.
Well, that's not 2 months. 2 months haven't passed, madam.
Well...
I'm asking you, didn't you want to see your grandchildren?
Of course, I do want to see my grandchildren.
No, didn't you, when he was living 150 miles away?
Yes, I do want to...
So that if Mr. Hill says that when you spoke, you said that you would take care of the mortgage payment, you telling me that you didn't have a discussion with him?
We did have a discussion about the mortgage payment. He told me he did not want any handouts, that he would pay it back. And I said, well, just make it in payments. And he said whatever was left, he would just pay it when he got his taxes back.
That's wrong, Your Honor.
It's wrong. I don't think I believe you, Miss Ridenour. I don't think I believe you at all. And what I find ludicrous is that you seem to have a reasonable relationship with your daughter because your daughter is here with you. And I assume that because she's here with you, you have a reasonable relationship with her. But you have 3 grandchildren. And why in the world would you want to antagonize over what amounts to no money? Certainly, you're not out any out-of-pocket money with regard to the $75 for babysitting services. Worst thing that you did was you took care of your grandchildren for a couple of days. Big deal. So the worst thing that you're out is a few $100s for a mortgage payment that allowed the grandchildren to be closer to you and your daughter. And I don't understand why you would antagonize the custodial parent of your 3 grandchildren. Antagonize him.
Your Honor, they even called Child Protective Services on me.
No, I most certainly did not.
One of them, too.
We did not.
Since I've moved back in November.
No, I most certainly did not.
Since I've moved back in November, them 2 are the only ones that've been in my house. When I was moving back, I was carrying a dresser down my hallway. I tripped and my back hit the wall, which put a hole in the wall like about that big. Whoever called Child Protective Services told them that I was abusive, that I didn't have food in the house, that the kids were going to school dirty, there were the hole in the wall, stuff, you know, just made up a bunch of stuff about me. Well, Child Protective Services have a lady in my kids' school all day, every day.
That is not true, Your Honor.
This lady sees my kids all day, every day. The lady pulled the kids out of class, asking them a bunch of questions, if I ever hit them, if we have food. And the call went through to Child Protective Services on April 16th. April 12th is when we went to court for child support.
Gotcha.
That was the following Monday.
Gotcha.
Thursday, when we went to court on the 12th, that next day was Friday. That's the day she agreed she didn't want to watch kids no more.
Gotcha. Your case is dismissed, Mr. Rittenauer, and I would suggest you try very hard to make up with Mr. Hill so that you can see your grandchildren. That's all. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
For me to make up with Mr. Hill, see my grandkids,
It's all stemming back to trying to hurt me.
I guess I won't see them.
Trying to get the kids back with her. That's all it is.
I hate to say it, but that's just the way I feel.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Trammell versus Moore Barclay. Step forward, please.
24-year-old Christopher Trammell is suing his stepfather-in-law, Orlando Moore, and his son, 16-year-old Kendall Barclay, for the cost to fix his Chevy Blazer.
Mr. Trammell, I assume it's this young man who is your wife's half-brother,
Yes.
and you're his father.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, this young man, whose name is
Kendall.
Kendall, came for a visit,
Yes.
visiting his sister, and you opened your house and said, sure, he can stay with us. It was during a holiday period.
Well, the February recess.
And while he was there, without your permission, he took your car and he crashed it.
Yes.
You want his father to be responsible for the damage.
Yes, ma'am.
And his father said, you know that he's nothing but trouble and that you should have watched him more carefully.
Well,
That's his defense. Why don't you sit down for a moment, sir? I'll get to you in a minute. Kendall! Are your hands in your pockets?
No.
Perfect. How old are you?
16.
Do I make you nervous?
No.
It's unfortunate. I will try to change that. Why would your father say that you're trouble?
I am.
What do you mean you are?
Sometimes I make trouble.
You make trouble at home?
No.
Where?
On the streets.
But you've never been in trouble with the police.
No.
You're lucky. Now, why did you decide to go to visit your sister?
Because I wanted to spend time with my nephew.
I don't understand you when you're mumbling. Make believe you're outside talking to your friends.
I wanted to spend time with my nieces and nephews.
That's a good thing. How did you get there?
Chris picked me up.
Your sister's husband?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So he's a pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
So he's a pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
So he's a pretty nice guy.
No.
Yes. Say yes.
Yes.
Do you have a driver's license?
No.
What does that mean to you when you don't have a driver's license?
Can't drive.
Tell me about when you took his car.
Well, they were sleeping when I took their
They
car.
were sleeping, so it was late at night.
Yes.
Where were you going?
I wanted to ride up to Wegmans.
I don't understand a word you said.
I wanted to ride to Wegmans.
Wanted to ride to Wegmans. And where did you get the keys from?
They're on the entertainment system.
So you stole the keys,
Yes.
and you stole the car.
Yes.
And what happened?
I drove up to Wegmans. I came back.
I don't hear you.
I drove up to Wegmans and then I came back. I was going to park the car because my brother, he parks in a certain spot.
I don't hear you.
I drove the car to Wegmans and I came back. And then I wanted to get in the driveway. So I was parked in the wrong spot, so I had to move it. I went and moved the car and then I took off and then I hit the next door neighbor's house.
You hit the next door neighbor's house.
Yes.
What did you do?
I didn't do nothing and the cops came. So then they asked me a few questions and I answered them.
Now you can stand up. Does your son go to school?
Yes, ma'am.
Does he have a job?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
He is currently looking for employment.
Well, when was the last time he had employment?
He is 16 years old. There's only very few jobs in Rochester for a 16-year-old to do.
So let me ask you this question, sir. Who do you think is responsible for him?
To be honest, when Christopher came to my address and picked Kendall up, I figured he assumed full responsibility.
Yes, he wasn't supposed to see that anything happened to him, but let's say that your son, while he was visiting with his sister and her husband, committed a burglary. Would that have been his fault?
Yes, ma'am.
No. 16-year-old boy who's almost as big as his father knows the
That's
difference
what happened.
between right and wrong, and one way or another, sir, you have to teach him a lesson. And what lesson is he learning from this whole process here? He wasn't arrested.
No.
So there were no repercussions from the justice system, right?
As far
so
as I know,
what
yes.
lesson do you think this whole process is teaching your son?
I think he's pretty much learned his lesson that
Why? What has he had to do as a result of this?
he's gotten most of his privileges taken
What
away.
privileges did he have taken away?
No computer, no...
No computer. What else?
He has his PlayStation and iPod taken away from him.
Taking away someone's iPod, sir, is not exactly punishment for destroying this man's car.
See, Kendall has an ADDH situation.
So do 40% of the children, according to statistics in this country.
Well, what
they
I'm-
don't steal cars. They
Oh,
don't
they do.
steal cars.
They do. They do.
Yeah, so do a lot of people without ADHD steal cars. You know, don't give him an excuse, Mr. Moore. You give
I'm
him
not-
an excuse for doing the wrong thing, that he's ADHD, and I guarantee you, you're going to be looking for trouble forever. Forever. ADHD has nothing to do with stealing cars. He wanted to go to a store. He took the car to go to a store. He knew he had no right to take the car to go to a store. That has nothing to do with ADHD.
Well,
that has to do with doing the wrong thing.
That's the frame of mind. That's why he takes the medication, so it keeps his mind focused off of things like this.
I have 11 grandchildren, sir. I reared and helped rear 5 children. I know all about this ADHD stuff. And I know all about parents who will make excuses for their children's bad behavior and ascribe it to a learning disability. So if that's, believe me, he was focusing on getting the keys and going to the store. Believe me. You're going to pay him, and he's going to pay you. And then there is a reaction to his action. And I guarantee you, sir, that's as good as any medication he takes.
So there's...
Any medication he takes.
So there's no responsibility on his side at all?
It would be different if he threw him the keys and said, take the car and go to the store.
I wasn't there.
He just told me what happened. He waited until they went to sleep, and then he went to the entertainment center where the keys were kept, and he took the keys. He told me that. Not him. You make excuses for him, sir. You're going to find yourself before a judge much more frequently than the one time you're going to appear before me. And you give him the excuse of having ADHD for excuse for bad behavior, you are committing a terrible,
it's not an
terrible.
Excuse.
It's an excuse. One thing had nothing to do with the other with regard to his taking that truck that day. And if you give him an excuse, you are parentally doing him a terrible disservice. I, however, am doing him a service. Because unless you want to be out $4,500 yourself, what you're going to do is you're going to have him get a job, and every penny that he earns he's going to give you until the $4,500 is paid off. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,500.
21-year-old waitress Victoria Nunez is suing her former friend, 23-year-old Philip Mitchell, for 1 month's rent, cleaning fees, and utility bills.
Order. All rise. Yes, case number 111 on the calendar, the matter of Nunez versus Mitchell. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ladies, have a seat, please.
Ms. Nunez, Mr. Mitchell is your boyfriend's brother. I don't know if he's still your boyfriend.
No.
Okay, but you and the boyfriend had an apartment. You decided to relocate. Mr. Mitchell was looking for a place to live. He didn't have very good credit. He has a wife.
Girlfriend.
Girlfriend. And children?
1 son.
With the girlfriend. Not married.
No.
Any particular reason why, sir?
Just hasn't happened yet.
Didn't think about it?
We've thought about it, but
Not ready to make that sort of a commitment.
not really that. Just haven't done it yet.
Anyway, they needed a place to live. And you thought it might be a nice idea if you let them move into your apartment. They moved into your apartment. Your name, however, remained on the lease. It is your claim that after they moved out, because of things that they did, you were required to pay the landlord a certain amount of money. Mr. Mitchell says that it's your fault, all of these things, so you pay. When did you move into the apartment?
I initially signed the lease in November of 2005.
And when did you move out of the apartment?
In April of 2006.
Was it a one-year lease?
It was a one-year lease, yes.
So he had until October of 06. Is that right?
Well, November. Technically, the lease ended November 30th of 2006.
When did you move into the apartment, Mr. Mitchell?
In April of 2006.
And what was the rent?
Was $800 a month plus utilities.
And you were diligent in paying your rent each and every month?
Yep.
When did you move out?
We moved out the end of November.
Did you pay November's rent?
Yes.
What rent does he owe?
Well, because they didn't give us 60 days notice to the apartment complex, then they were required to pay an additional month's worth of rent.
Was that in the lease?
Yes, it was stated in the lease.
Did you give him the lease?
I did give him the lease, and I have a copy here showing that he initialed when he signed on to the lease, showing that he did see that in fact...
I'd like to see it.
Okay. And I have a copy of his application to be signed on to the lease, and his initials next to where it says 60 days must be given to move out of the apartment.
Okay. Okay. So it is clear that you both understood that you had to give 60 days notice.
Yes.
And your name remained on the lease.
Yes.
And it is Mr. Mitchell's position is that he gave the landlord 60 days written notice. So now, Mr. Mitchell, will you show me your written 60-day notice to the landlord?
Yeah, I gave 30 days notice, and I was going to work with them to pay off the last month's rent, but I do have a copy of that.
Well, so you didn't give 60-day notice?
No, No, not 60. I gave a 30-day notice.
But you had to give them 60 days notice.
And I had talked to them about that I didn't have 60 days, and they said that they would work with me on paying off the rest of the money.
First of all, you can't modify a written contract by an oral agreement. A written contract can only be modified by a written contract, sir. So you did not give them 60 days notice, and you were living there.
No, I did not.
So you owe the month's rent.
Well,
am I missing something?
I went into the leasing office and I said that I don't have 60 days, and they said, how long do you have? And I said, I can give you 30 days.
That's hearsay, sir. That's hearsay.
Okay.
So you owe the month's rent, and how much is a month's rent?
It was $800 plus an extra $150 for being outside of the lease.
Is that what you had to pay?
Well, I have it listed as $850,
Oh,
which is
perfect. So you see, $850. And what about the utilities?
The utilities that they owed were $500 at the move out. I have a copy of all of that here.
Did you owe any utilities when you moved out, sir?
Not that they had told me. I had been paying the utilities every single month.
Well, take a look at the utilities. How much does it say the utilities were when you moved out?
But part of this in here is the rent, too, like late rent. So it wasn't a total of the $500 for just the utilities.
Well, were you late in your rent?
No. Well, except for that last month, yes. So
Well, the
yeah.
last month wouldn't account for $500, sir.
Yeah, and I don't understand how it's listed
I
here.
don't either. What is it?
There's a breakdown of everything. It's a gas reimbursement, late fees, rent, trash reimbursement, utility charges, water, sewer reimbursement, and the total for all of those combined.
Do you see that,
Yeah, I see
Mr.
that.
Mitchell?
Yes.
So is that what you owed?
Yes.
Is my question. Wouldn't that have been easier for you to say immediately?
Yeah.
What was that amount?
The amount is about $500. I just rounded up, Judge. It was $495. So
Don't round it out.
okay.
I have a machine here. It helps me. So far, we have $1,345. Now, what about the cleaning fees for the apartment?
The cleaning fees are listed here as well. There's different damages, cleaning, trash out, rent through the 60 days.
You already told me about trash. How much trash was there?
Apparently there was a lot because they're getting charged again for it.
Just a second. Mr. Mitchell, did you and your girlfriend do a walkthrough with the landlord when you left?
Not with the landlord, no.
With whom?
We didn't do it with anyone. We cleaned the apartment out. There was some trash, but it's listed here. It's only $5 worth of taking trash out. And so there were a few bags
Why
of
didn't
trash.
you walk through the apartment with either the manager or the landlord?
They didn't tell me that I had to do that.
Did you take photographs when you left?
Mm-mm.
Well, why should she have to deal with any of this stuff?
They also had to replace the carpets, and the carpets were damaged when we moved in. And I asked Vicky if the deposit that she left would cover the carpets, and she said yes. And she had like 8-month-old Great Dane puppy living in the apartments that completely trashed the carpets.
Is that right?
I take responsibility for the carpets. However, Judge, the carpet cleaning fee was only $50.
You said that they had to replace all the carpets.
I have the invoice of them having to replace the carpets.
You mean they had cleaned it before they replaced it? They're very neat people. What date did you move out?
November 30th.
This was in January of 2007.
That's when they replaced the carpets. That was the invoice from the carpet company that they gave the apartments.
No. Where did you get this from?
The apartments. I went into the leasing office and talked to her about what I needed, and she said that this showed that they had completely replaced the carpets.
But you weren't charged for that.
No.
No. So,
I don't have a copy of any of that.
no, she doesn't have a copy of that. Yes, you can take this and you can give it back to this lady. I don't know what she was hoping to get from that. So far, you owe $1,345. What were the rest of the fees?
They didn't return the key cards, and there's other damages here to different things in the apartment complex.
Did you return the key cards?
No, I do take responsibility for that.
Listen, Mr. Mitchell, sounds to me like you have to grow up a little bit. You didn't give 60 days notice. You didn't finish cleaning up the apartment.
I did clean the apartment.
No, you said to me you left some trash there. And there were some things. Did you have a young child in the apartment?
Yes.
So there was some damage in the apartment that I'm sure is ascribed to you and not her 8-month-old Great Dane. That be a fair statement?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So there are a lot of things that you didn't do. She shouldn't have to be responsible for that. And she lost a $150 deposit. She's not even asking you for that, which she should have gotten back. Can I see that paperwork, please? Anything else you want to tell me, Mr. Mitchell?
Just that when I
Before
had
I
spoken...
pronounce sentence upon you.
I had spoken to the leasing office about the notice, and they had said, since it's not 60 days, we can...
Listen to me. That's hearsay.
I have a copy of when I said I was going to move out, signed by the apartments.
Does it say signed and approved, no penalty?
No.
Fine. Okay. Now, I want to see your check.
Okay. The check is from my older sister's account, and it's right here, and there's a payment of receipt.
I'd like
and
to see it,
also the
please.
statement from the account being paid.
When did they contact you?
They contacted me on April 10th, so 4 months after they had moved out and I thought everything was taken care of, I found out that I had 2 days to come up with approximately $2,000. And if I didn't pay it, they threatened that they were going to take us to court, there were going to be more fees added, and I didn't want to ruin my credit because I have really good credit. I've always paid everything on time.
Gotcha. Okay. Where did you move to, Mr. Mitchell?
My aunt had a house that she rented to us.
So why couldn't you give them 60 days notice?
Because we needed to move into that house to get it. Because we needed a bigger house. We needed something with more rooms.
I understand what you're saying, Mr. Mitchell. You said I couldn't give them 60 days notice, which means that you were going to the military, somebody was having surgery, but you're going to your aunt's house, so you move in a month later to your aunt's house.
We couldn't afford the last month's rent as well. And that's what I had told the
You're
lease
fast
officer.
talking, babe. You're a fast talker. Fast talker. Fortunately for me, I'm a faster thinker. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,865.01. That's all. Out. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't think I should have had to pay any of this, and it comes out like me looking like the irresponsible one.
It's not that he's a bad guy, it's just that there were some irresponsible things that happened, and I'm just glad it got taken care of.
I'm definitely not going to get onto a lease with anyone.
Thanks, Judge Judy.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Golombieski versus Bano. Step forward, please.
Mark Golombieski is suing his ex-girlfriend, Pauline Bano, for the return of an engagement ring and 2 unpaid loans. Mark claims at the time he proposed, Pauline was married to another man.
Mr. Golombieski, you and the defendant were in a relationship. According to you, you gave her an engagement ring, asked her to marry you, and she accepted. And you made a series of loans to her. She went and married somebody else, according to you. And you remained friends, but you want your money back and you want your ring back. Ms. Bano says that you were just friends, originally not, but then she met somebody else, she married somebody else, and you, in a very friendly way, agreed to assist her when she was having some financial difficulties. And the ring was not an engagement ring, but a ring that was given to her at Christmas time when she received all of her other Christmas presents. That's the box. Can I see the ring?
100%.
Can I see the ring? I need a time frame for this.
That was Christmas Eve.
Oh, perfect. How did you meet her?
We met online in June of 2006.
And when did you meet in person?
A few days after we started talking online.
You live close by?
Yeah, we lived in the same town.
Was she single at the time?
Yes.
Did you discuss marriage?
She brought up the subject of marriage maybe a couple of months after we'd met.
What did she say?
She kind of thought I was the right guy for her, and, you know, I got along well with her children and all that other stuff. And
So she's been married before?
Yes.
What about you?
Yes, I was.
Divorced?
Divorced.
And you?
Ben, I was divorced, yes.
Tell me about when you purchased this ring, sir.
When I purchased that ring was after Miss Bano came back. She had to go to Maryland for about a month or so, 5 weeks or so, because her son was injured in Iraq, and she went down there to be with him and to care for him down in Maryland.
In what month was that?
Most of the month of October.
October 7th is when I left.
Okay, go ahead.
We still contacted each other pretty much every day, emails, phone calls, things like that. You know, we kind of maintained the relationship the best we could. So I guess with abstinence making the heart grow fonder, things like that, when she came back in November and leading up to it, you know, I started thinking a little bit more about it, that we got through all of that, and that, you know, maybe she was the next one for me.
But while, according to you and according to Ms. Bano, while she was in Maryland, she met somebody else. Is that right?
Yes, it was.
And you married somebody else?
Yes, I did.
When did you tell Mr. Golombieski that you had married somebody else?
When I got home.
Not before?
No. When I got home from Maryland. Which
When
was
did you
in
get
November.
home from Maryland?
November 7th, November 8th.
Is that when she told you she had gotten married?
No, Your Honor.
When did she tell you she
Mark,
got married?
you were crying
No,
on the
no,
phone.
Miss Bano, don't speak to him. When did she tell you she got
She
married?
told me she did not even get married until just before Thanksgiving, which would have been around November 22nd or so.
Okay, so
She
sometime
told me-
in
Yes,
November.
That's true. Sorry.
She didn't tell me this until about the beginning of the year after Christmas, that she got married back just prior to Thanksgiving.
She told you after you had given her the ring?
Yes, Your Honor. About
Tell
a week
me
or so
about when
after.
you gave her the ring.
Basically, it was on Christmas Eve, 2006. Her family
You
was
were
there.
together?
We were together. We were at her house. Her family was there. My daughter was there with us. And we'd opened up presents and things like that. And
Everybody exchanges gifts on Christmas Eve. Sorry.
one of the last gifts that I had given her was the ring. And, I let her know that I wanted to marry her, and she accepted.
What did she say?
She said she wanted to be together, and she accepted
All
it.
right. Now, according to you, Miss Banner, at the time that this gentleman gave you this ring, you were married to somebody else.
Yes.
And you told him you were married to somebody else.
Yes.
Give him his ring back.
Thank you.
His.
I offered it back 100 times. He
Now he's got
refused
it.
to take it.
Okay, now he's got it. Got your ring back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now let's talk about these loans. When was the first loan?
First loan was on January 17th of 2007. She asked for $750 for a car loan.
Now, by that time, you already knew that she was married.
Yes, Your Honor. But I also expected us to, she was talking about an annulment. She was talking
Why
about
did she
divorce.
tell you that she wanted an annulment?
She didn't want to be married to this gentleman. The gentleman that she'd married to wasn't even with her. He wasn't up in the state of Connecticut. He was still wherever. I'd never met him.
Maryland.
The only time that I'd know that they were together, she said, is when he came up here to marry her in November.
But you still dated
Yes, Your Honor.
from November, December, and into January. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So according to you, and according to her, she needed $750. You gave her the $750, and according to Ms. Bano, she actually returned, and you accepted $350 on that loan.
No, Your Honor. Not on those loans. There was a time around Christmas that she wanted, we were out shopping and she needed some money, and I gave her the $300 then.
What?
And she had repaid that money to me in the cash that she's talking about, I believe.
No, that is not true.
Okay, so why don't you tell me, Ms. Bano?
Okay, in the beginning, we did meet.
Listen, I'm past meeting. I don't care meeting. You met, you married somebody else.
Yeah, I
You
did.
want-
I met,
Fine.
I married somebody else. In
Listen,
December, I
Ray-
talked to him.
Quiet. Get to the $750.
I was telling him, we were talking. I told him I needed more money to put down payment on my new car, okay? He
Why
offered
did you tell
it.
him that? Why did you tell him that?
We were just talking in general. I wanted the car now. I didn't want to wait, okay? And he offered it, so I said, okay, I'll pay you back. I can pay you back half now, and I'll pay you back half the next week. He's like, that's fine. So on the 18th, I deposited his check into my account. On the 22nd, I withdrew $300, and I handed it to him. He took it. The following week, I offered him money again. He said, no, just keep it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, go ahead, cutie. When was the next time you told him you needed money?
I didn't tell him I needed money. We're just having conversation. Okay, in conversation, the second time in conversation, we were discussing, and I was saying, we were talking about my income taxes, how I hadn't been here, blah, 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 so on and so on.
Just a second. Don't tell me about income tax. I read your answer.
Yeah.
According to your answer, you were having some financial difficulties. So what did you need money for in January?
Car.
You got the $750.
You just said what I need money for in January.
February.
March.
You mean you're still stringing him along in March?
Yeah.
What did you tell him you needed money for in March?
We were just talking about money in general. He offered the money. He left a check on my kitchen table. My daughter picked it up. We asked, what is this for? He said, help you out with bills. I was like, thank you. We cashed it. We paid some bills.
Oh, Lord. Let me tell you something. Mr. Golubieski, kiss the floor, look up to God, and say, thank you, God, because but for the grace of God, she could have married you. Then you would have been in real trouble, sir. Right now, the guy in Maryland has to worry about
He doesn't have
our
to worry about
shenanigans.
anything.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,900. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's a waste of time. I'm glad it's over. The nightmare's gone.
Oh, it's been absolutely crazy.
We were friends, and I thought we were good friends.
Trying to deal with somebody like that.
Senate is suing his son's former friend, 20-year-old David Berry, for severely damaging his home during a party. David says he's already paid for the damage he caused.
All rise. Yeah, this is case number 6 on the calendar in the matter of Senate versus Berry.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Senate, Mr. Berry is responsible for trashing your house.
Yes, ma'am.
During a teen party. Mr. Berry has already been convicted of trashing your house during this party. He's paid court-ordered restitution in the amount of $1,000. He says he's paid enough. If your house was damaged to an extent that was greater than the $1,000 that he's contributed, go after the other people. That's your defense.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you very shy, Mr. Berry?
A little.
Or are you nervous?
Not really.
You're not nervous? I'm going to see what I can do to fix that. Mr. Berry, how do you know Mr. Sennett?
I'm friends with his son, Matt Sennett.
And where's Matt?
Right there.
Matt!
Yes, ma'am.
How did Mr. Berry get to your house?
I was supposed to stay at my mom's house because my dad was going out of town.
Were you living with your father at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
So, and this is your father?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're living with your father. Father's going out of town on?
Vacation.
And so you made arrangements with your former wife? Girlfriend, his mother?
His mother.
To take care of him?
Yes, ma'am.
Because you don't trust him in your house?
Don't trust anybody in my house.
That's it, unless you're there.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm with you. So you send him packing to his mother's house?
Yes, ma'am.
How long, Matt, did you stay at your mom's house?
I went there for an hour or two, and then I went to my friend's house, and...
Which friend?
Bobby Anderson. He's sitting right there. And then we were picked up from his house by David.
Well, how did you communicate with David?
I called him.
And what did you say to him when you called him?
I said, hey, you want to come pick us
You
up?
said, hey?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I said, hey, you want to come pick us up, and we'll hang out?
And David said?
Sure, and he came and picked us up.
And where did you go?
We went to my house, or my dad's house.
Ah, your dad didn't want you in his house.
No, ma'am.
How did you get in?
I had a key.
Send him, you take away his keys. You do a strip search.
I'm learning.
So far, it's the three of you.
Yes.
At your father's house?
Yes.
How many other people did you invite to your father's house?
Not very many, maybe 3.
6 altogether?
Yes, ma'am.
And what were you all doing there?
We were drinking.
Drinking. Let me put that down. Number 1 is drinking. What were you drinking?
Alcohol. We were drinking E&J.
What is that?
E&J.
Brandy.
E&J?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yes, ma'am.
And where did you get it from?
He had it.
Who's he?
David.
David! How old are you?
20.
No, I wasn't looking in your direction. I was yelling at you. Just wait. I'll be looking your direction and yelling in a moment. How old are you?
I am 17. I was 16 at the time.
And your father let you be 17. That was very nice of him. Now, what are the names of the other 3 people that were there? Is not an answer.
Doug.
Go ahead, Doug.
David, one of his friends.
One of whose friends?
David's friends.
Who else?
And Salas.
Who else?
That's it.
6 of you. You like girls?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you have a party without girls?
It wasn't a party.
Of course you had a party. You were drinking. That's a party. You weren't working. You weren't sleeping. You weren't eating. You were drinking. Sounds like a party to me. How much of this stuff did you bring?
I didn't bring it. One of his friends is named Reggie. He's 23 years old. He delivered it.
Reggie? You left out Reggie.
There was no Reggie. Reggie didn't bring the alcohol. He had the alcohol in his car when we got to my house.
Not true.
So you were all drinking, and what happened, Matt?
I drank too much, and I went upstairs and passed out. And then when I woke up the next day, my house was destroyed.
How'd that happen?
I talked to the people that were there, and they said that David...
Don't tell me what they said. Were you there, Bobby?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you drunk?
Yes, ma'am.
You know how the house got trashed?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to tell me?
Yes, ma'am.
Sit down. Come up here, Bobby. Now, Bobby.
All right.
No, just... What's Reggie's last name? Look at me.
I'm not sure of Reggie's last name.
How old is he?
Probably about 22, 23.
At some point during that evening, Reggie brought some liquor over, correct?
Incorrect.
He wasn't there.
He was there, but he did not bring any alcohol.
He was there. Now, is that something that Matt just forgot to tell me? Is not an answer.
Yes, and he also forgot to tell you that Brittany, my girlfriend, was also there.
Oh, so you like girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Sennett, your son didn't tell you about Reggie. Let's proceed, sir.
All right, so David had came over to my house and picked me and Matthew up. And then we went over to Matt's dad's house. And then he slowly brought out like 4 and 5th bottles of E&J, and we started drinking around like 4 or 5. And then we slowly like played pool, and then like we was having a good old time, and then things did get out of control. And
just a minute. Doug, David P., and Victor, how did they get there?
Victor has a license, I believe, and he got over
Well,
there.
who invited them?
Matthew.
Matthew? And how did your girlfriend get there? Is not an answer.
She had got brought over by Reggie.
By Reggie, the elusive Reggie who wasn't there. Brought over his girlfriend. Did you forget that, Matt?
Reggie stayed outside the whole time.
Did you forget that?
Yes, ma'am.
See, Mr. Senate, what I'm trying to bring home to you is there's lots of responsibility to go around here.
I understand that.
You see, he's already been convicted.
Absolutely.
He's already been sentenced. He's already paid his fines. He's already done all those things. He really doesn't have a reason to lie to me. Him, on the other hand, he's a whole different story. You understand what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
So you were all drinking. Then everything got out of hand. And what happened?
Well, David gave me, like, his keys to his car.
How?
Because I was gonna go look for some marijuana.
So you told David, you'd go look for some marijuana, may I have the keys to your car?
And he was all for it.
He was all for it.
Yes,
for you going to look for the marijuana.
That's why he gave me his
Had
keys.
you been drinking? You told me you had all been drinking.
Yeah.
And had he been drinking?
Yeah, that's why I don't understand why he just gave me the keys, like, so
Well,
willingly.
because when you drink, you don't know what you're doing. Sometimes you act really stupid, right?
Right.
Sometimes bad things can happen when you're drinking and driving a car, right?
I didn't even make it out the driveway, really.
So you were really stupid. What did you do to the car in the driveway?
I backed into a shed.
A shed. Would that be Mr. Senate's shed?
Yes, ma'am.
You have pictures of your house, Mr. Senate?
I have pictures of one of the swords that they took, that somebody took out of my safe and did a lot of damage with.
I'd like to see. So after you
You can take them on.
crashed Mr. Berry's car over here, what happened?
I took off down the driveway.
And?
Stopped at the end of the driveway and just, like, sat there.
Recovering.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then what happened?
Brittany came running after me, and then that's when I went off down the road and then, like, set off at this little dirt road and sat there and just was, like, thinking to myself, and pretty much,
What were you thinking?
like, what was I doing? You know, because I was drunk and I was driving.
So what did you do?
I eventually turned around and came back.
In the car.
Yes, ma'am.
And did he get angry?
Yes.
And what happened?
He tore up Mr. Senate's house.
All by himself?
Yes. He threw dog food everywhere. He threw knives in the walls, and there was soap on the floor. He was sliding around, acting pretty foolish.
Go.
Matt and Bobby had invited me to Mr. Senate's house for a party, and I picked up my friend David, and we went there to the party, and everybody got drunk. Matt got real drunk, fell in the pond with the phone in his hand, ripped all the weeds out of the pond, and he climbed out of the pond.
Did you do that, Matt?
No, ma'am.
Was there any damage to the pond in your house?
Yeah, there was some plants.
That would be him.
No, ma'am, I didn't.
That would be him.
I didn't sue him for that.
And then he came inside, he went upstairs, puked all over himself, and fell asleep and passed out. And then everybody else was having a good time party, and then people started throwing, it started going out of control. People started throwing knives. Well, I threw some knives, but I threw some dog food and stuff, but everybody else did the rest of the damage. And me and my friend, we slept in the living room on the couch, and I had my keys and wallet on the coffee table, and Troy came running in there saying, Bobby wrecked your car, Bobby wrecked your car. So I went there, saw Bobby in my car with like 5 people, and I took the keys from him, and then later at night, when I went back to bed, I made sure I hid my keys under the couch sofa so he wouldn't get a hold of them. And there was about 15 people at the party.
I assumed that there were more that Matt just sort of misplaced, including this lovely lady, right? How many girls were there at the party?
Just me.
Sounds like my kind of party.
It was her and 2 other girls.
Do you know who the other girls were?
No.
My sister did come, but she left with Reggie.
There you go, that's one. Your sister came. I don't care if she was there for 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 7 minutes. Your sister and who else?
That was all. Just me and my sister.
So, Mr. Senate, Mr. Berry was arrested.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody else arrested?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Because I was told that he did the damage.
They're all responsible.
I understand.
Especially him.
I understand.
Well, what'd you do to him?
I punished him. He's still on restriction, so.
What about paying for the damage that he caused? But for his actions, nobody would have been in your house.
I understand that. I agree with you.
So, I mean, Mr. Berry was arrested. He now has a conviction. I mean, you know, it would be different if he was 30 years old and they were 16. They're all the same. They're all idiots.
Right.
So why would you think that I would say this is this young man who did the wrong thing, no question,
Right.
went to this party. I believe he brought some alcohol there, as did Mr. Reggie, who he forgot to tell you was there. I believe that he participated in trashing your house. I believe there were a lot of drunken people who once it got Once it got started, everything got a little bit out of hand. But bottom line is, it's all his fault.
Well, and I've told him that, you know, for bringing people over, but David did pick him up with the liquor according to all the witnesses that I spoke to.
They all got together.
But he had the liquor.
I guarantee you his friend David P. would not say that that was true.
And the fact that when he backed David's car into the building, David flipped out because of the damage that was done to his car, and that's why he just started destroying the house.
Do you think that he gave him the keys to the car?
Absolutely. He does it all the time. He lets all the kids drive his car. He needs to stop hanging around with kids underage.
He's a kid. You're not getting it, Mr. Sennett.
I understand that.
He's a kid. Did you pay your restitution?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you convicted of?
Throwing dog food and knives on the wall, and it was like a $1,000
Destruction
fee.
of personal property is what it was.
As a felony or a misdemeanor?
Misdemeanor.
Is it the only time you've ever been arrested?
Yes, ma'am.
How many times have you been arrested? It's not an answer.
I've never been arrested, but I have been to court and been in trouble before.
When you were how old?
Just recently.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
After he put you on the couch, put his knee in your neck, forcing your mouth open, and pouring the E&J down your throat, I want you to tell me what he did next.
Terrence Sennett says his son's former friend, David Berry, trashed his home during a party. David claims he wasn't the only drunk in attendance.
So, Mr. Sennett, you have to fix appropriate blame. In my view, Mr. Berry has completed his responsibility to you.
Yes, ma'am.
I suggest that you look towards the others, including your own son, without whose complicity this whole nightmare never would have taken place. Because aside from being on restriction, and evidently your restriction wasn't too helpful because he's been in trouble since, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So if anybody needs a little straightening out, I would suggest it's him. Make him get a job and pay for whatever additional damage was done to your house.
Yes, ma'am.
Not him. He's paid it. Now, you may sit down. Your case is dismissed because now I have a second case, which is Berry versus Anderson. You would be the defendant over there. Now, I already have the story.
Yeah.
And I have a very intact memory. I can take the facts that I gleaned from the previous case and bring them here. What was the damage to your car, sir?
Like a total of $2,500.
And what amount do you feel is your responsibility? Because it's clear that Mr. Anderson took your car. He was so drunk that he couldn't drive it, and he had an accident with it before he even got out of the driveway. And I believe that you brought liquor to this party. And I believe that you also agreed that he was going to go out and get some marijuana, and you thought that was a grand old idea. Now, the fact that you may have been drunk when you said it's a grand old idea, I can't take into consideration. So what I want to know from you is, how much is your responsibility of this $2,500?
How much? None.
Yours, none. Well, how much do you think Mr. Anderson should pay of the $2,500 that it's going to take to fix your car?
All of it.
When you party and when you're drunk, things happen. You know how I said to Mr. Sennett, he has to fix blame all the way around? You got punished and you had to pay because you acted stupid?
Yes.
But there were a lot of other stupid people at the party, including his own child, who caused the trouble by inviting a group of people over to his house when he knew that that was strictly off limits. Now, you are just slightly out of the kid stage, only because the law says that you're not a minor anymore. Mr. Anderson's a minor. You know that if he would have gotten killed in your car, you would have been responsible?
But the car was stolen.
No, it wasn't. Don't believe that, sir, for 1 second.
Well, I was asleep when he took my car, so technically I didn't know he took my car, so...
You know how many times I've heard the I was sleeping when he took my car story? I can think of at least 20 times this year that I heard that I was sleeping when he took my car keys because we were all drunk at the party story.
Okay.
Good. Now let me see the estimate in the pictures. And Mr. Anderson, you do believe, sir, that you are partially responsible for fixing his car. You do believe that?
No, I honestly don't.
You don't? Well, you want to tell me why?
Because he brought the alcohol, and he was more than willing
Let me ask you this question. He brought the alcohol. What did he do, sir, after he put you on the couch, put his knee in your neck, forcing your mouth open, and pouring the E&J down your throat? I want you to tell me what he did next.
Well, he didn't exactly do that, but I was...
Responsibility. Do you act responsibly?
I tried my hardest.
Do you act responsibly because it's the responsible thing to do, or do you act responsibly because you're 18?
Because it's a responsible thing to do.
That's right. Well, that's the answer. That's a good answer, sir. So if you've done something wrong and gotten behind the wheel of a car drunk, going out to commit a crime, which is to buy marijuana, and you have an accident, you have to accept some responsibility for that, right?
I understand.
So, sir, are you complaining because there are scratches on your rims?
Yes.
I want you to stop complaining about it. I don't get excited over scratched rims. I do get excited over back bumpers, however. The back bumper is a disaster. Ooh. So how much was it to put on a new bumper? $661?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Cost to install the body kit, what is that?
It's like aftermarket parts, aftermarket bumpers, like make the car wider and make it look bigger.
Why couldn't you just put a bumper on it?
Well, the original bumper's on it now.
Oh, so you put the original bumper back on it, it's just this blue thing that you wanted that made it look bigger?
It was a show car, is what I'm trying to
It's
say.
not a show car anymore. It used to be a show car.
Yes.
It's not a show car anymore. It will never be a show car again. Does it have a bumper on it now?
Yes.
And do you drive it?
Yes.
Perfect. Now, I think that you ought to give him something just because you have to take responsibility for what you did. You took his car and you had an accident. We're not replacing his car and putting this ridiculous kit on it that makes the bumpers look bigger.
Can I say something?
What?
Like, when he said it was a show car, it was far away from a show car.
It was a show car to him. It was his show car. You have to pay him something for doing something stupid to his property.
Yes, ma'am.
You tell me what you think is fair.
A shake of the hand, pretty much.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500. That's fair. You can also shake his hand. That's all. Step out.
All these are excused. You may step out.
He stole the car. He knew it was wrong.
Susan Gardner is suing her former friend, 20-year-old Andrew Beard, for the return of truck payments and for illegally selling her son's dirt bike.
Order. All rise. Yes, case number 109 on the calendar in the matter of Gardner versus Beard.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Gardner, it is my understanding, and this is some sort of convoluted arrangement for the purchase of a truck. You purchased a truck from Mr. Beard. You claim that he took the truck back. You want all the payments that you made to him on the truck returned to you. In addition, you say he took a dirt bike that belonged to, I think, your son.
Correct.
And he sold it. You want the money for the dirt bike. Mr. Beard has a whole different scenario about what happened with this truck and dirt bike. So let me make it simple for myself. You knew each other? You were friends?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's all I have to know. I don't need to go into the social history. I'm really not interested. You had a truck.
Yes, ma'am.
What was the year and make of the truck?
It was a 1992 Ford F-150 stick shift single cab pickup truck.
Okay. And you were in need of a vehicle. So you agreed to purchase the truck from Mr. Beard. When?
We made an agreement, I think it was around September or August.
What was the date?
It was August 12th. It was the
Okay.
same day I bought my new green truck.
Does that sound right?
That's not correct. It was before he bought his truck.
It was before you
Yeah,
bought
we were
his truck.
actually at
Just
his
a second.
gathering.
How much before he bought the truck?
I think it's about a week or two.
Fine. And you gave him how much down?
It was $500.
So far, we agree on that?
No, ma'am.
How much did she give
She
you?
actually gave me nothing when I gave her the truck originally.
No, I have a copy of it. I have
Okay.
two council
But she
checks
did,
here.
in fact, give you money.
She did, yes.
How much did she give you at first?
At first, $500 check.
And when was that?
I received both checks of $500 increments by November 16th.
And did she have the truck prior to that?
Yes, ma'am.
When did she take possession of the truck?
Actually, a couple days after my original date, August 12th, that I gave her the truck.
So according to her, it was the beginning of August.
Mm-hmm.
So you got possession. Listen to me, Miss Gardner. You got possession of the truck the beginning of August.
I have a check dated 8/14 of 06 for $500.
Fine. He says that you got possession of the truck before you gave him the check.
I'm not sure of the exact date, but that's probably close.
Fine. So let's say August 1st, you got possession of the truck. August 14th, you gave him $1,000.
I gave him $500 on 8/14 of 06 and another $500 on 10/13/06.
When were you supposed to give him the money?
We did not have a specific agreement. He said that I could pay him on it as I was able to.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am, that is.
Okay. So he was a nice guy. August, you gave him a check for $500. October, you gave him another check for $500, leaving a balance of?
It was about $1,100. I'd also given him $100 cash, $100 cash.
Forget about the cash.
Yeah.
So you
it'd
gave
been
him $1,000, leaving a balance of?
It'd be $1,400.
$1,500. Don't play with me.
Not including the $100 that I gave him.
Not including the $100.
Right.
Correct. In cash. You give him checks and then you give him cash?
Yep.
So you owed him $1,500. And you've already had the truck 4 months.
Yep.
Well, when are we supposed to complete the payments on this truck?
We had actually come up with the money, and we called him. My fiance Robin called him and said, "We have the rest of the money for the truck. Would you like us to go ahead and bring it to you?"
When
And
was this?
This was later, after we found out that I'd asked him. I said, "Can I sell the truck to someone else? It's not working out for me." And he said, "Fine, no problem."
Just a second. Starting November, you've made no further payments. When did you call him and tell him you wanted to sell the truck?
It was approximately February 15th is when we called to offer him the rest of the money, so it would have been about 2 weeks before that, so about February 1st.
So if you had the truck August, September, October, November, December, and January, 6 months.
Correct. I was also
Just a second.
making repairs on it.
I don't care whether you make it. You were using it. Who was supposed to make repairs on it, Bird? You bought a truck that's 15 years old, 15 years old,
Yeah.
and you bought it for $2,500. You've had the truck now 6 months. You've paid less than half on it, and now, according to you, you call him up sometime in February and say to him, "Truck's not working out for me." Is that what you just said? "I want to sell it." So, before you can sell something, you have to pay for it.
Well, I asked him, I said, I need to sell the truck. Is it okay if I go ahead and sell it to someone else and I'll give you the money that I owe you? He said, "No problem, that's absolutely fine. Let me know when you have a buyer." And he had a friend of his that was also interested in the truck. So he came to my home and picked up the truck to show his friend.
When did he come to your home to... Shh, just a second. Yeah. When did he come to your home to pick up the truck?
It would have been sometime around between February 1st and February 15th, that 2-week period.
Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
So after that, he picked up the truck, took it to his home, and he said that he had a buyer for it, and no problem, I'll give you the $1,100 that you paid me on it, and no big deal. During that time, he had offered to pick up my son Zachary's dirt bike from the shop that I had taken it to. It was probably going to run me about $600 or $700 to get it fixed, and Andrew is very mechanically inclined and said, "Hey, let me pick it up, I'll take it to the house, fix it for Zachy, no problem." So that's what happened with the truck. So he fixed it, and I was calling him saying, "Hey, I need to get the bike back for Zach," and this and that. No return phone calls, text messaging, no return text messages, nothing. So on February 15th, he had possession of the truck. We called him and said, "We have the rest of the money. Let's go ahead and we'll give you the money for the truck and just be done with it." You'll
have a chance in a minute. Stop raising your hand. It's annoying and it's distracting. Go ahead.
I said, "We'll just give you the rest of the money for the truck. Let's just get it done." And then after that, it was February 25th. I called and I talked to him I sent him a text message and phoned him saying, "I'm coming by to get Zachary's dirt bike." And at that time, he sent me a text message saying that he sold it, which I don't know how he could sell a dirt bike that he didn't have the title to without it being a legal transaction. So the bike at no point in time was ever collateral for that truck. He was doing me a favor. Actually, he's doing Zachary a favor in fixing the dirt bike. We never had an agreement that it was collateral.
So what do you want?
I want the money that I gave him for the $1,100 for the truck, and I want the money for the dirt bike to replace the dirt bike for my kid.
Well, so that means that you used his truck for 7 months. You used it, you put mileage on it, you did whatever you had to do. You used his truck for nothing?
Well, yeah. I mean, the truck is, it would be nice to get that money back. I want to replace my son's dirt bike.
Just a second. Well, I'm trying to understand, madam. You purchased something, you didn't finish paying for it, you used it for 7, 8 months, and now you want the money back that you gave him, which was less than half of the amount of the truck. I mean, let's break it down.
The reason I'm asking for that is because he said, "Hey, no problem, when I sell the truck or you sell the truck, when you find a buyer for it, I'll give you the money back. No big deal."
I'm going to listen to him, but you know why I question what you say to me?
Why?
Because you told me that on February 1st, you called him and you said, "Truck's not working out," right? And you said, "I had the money," because February 15th, you called and said to him, "Listen, let me come by and give you the money for the truck."
I actually didn't have the balance of the money until February 15th.
How were you getting the balance of the money?
My fiance, Robin.
Yes, your fiance, Robin, was what?
Giving me the money.
Well, why couldn't he give you the money February 1st? Why didn't you say to him, "Let me come by and pick up the truck," and say to him, "No, I'm going to have the balance of the money in 2 weeks, and then I'm going to sell the truck"?
Well, I know that Robin had tried to call several times and offer that, and I wasn't present during all of those conversations.
No way. Baloney.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
After I repossessed it, the tailgate was smashed, my bed liner was scratched, the side of the truck. It was very apparent that they were bitter about me taking the truck and smashed it.
You have pictures of it?
And later today,
She asked me to watch her dog when she went upstairs to put the mail away. I was playing with the dog outside. The dog went under my leg. The leash wrapped around my ankle and I tripped and I fell on top of the dog.
Allison Gardner claims former friend Andrew Beard repossessed a truck he sold her. She is suing for the return of payments made and for the cost of a dirt bike he sold without her permission.
Okay. Now, Mr. Beard.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's hear it, sir.
Well,
and then
first off,
who's this person?
this is my girlfriend, Danielle.
Okay, because she's been dying to tell me something. I'm going to let her talk in a minute. Go ahead.
Even here, she was living
Go
with
ahead.
a guy in Reno.
Okay. Well, first off, her
Just a
dates are
second.
way off.
Do not interrupt him. Do you understand? Perfect.
Her dates are actually incorrect on just about everything, unfortunately, except for when I did take the truck back. That was correct. Beginning of February, I actually brought my roommate, Sean, at the time. But regarding the phone call with Robin, I was actually called when I took the truck back, and I believe he actually did ask me to pay $500 right then, which he said he would give me a check.
Why did you go and take the truck back, sir?
Because at that
point... Look at me. Don't look down
Okay. At that point in time, I'd found out that Rob was driving the truck, who unfortunately had 3 DUIs and should not have been driving.
That's him.
Yes, ma'am.
Put your hand down.
In which I do have a police report for. And on top of that, I hadn't received money. I had been trying to call her and get the money. I was sick. I got injured in a rodeo. Told her many times I needed it.
When for the first time did you ask her for the money? After October?
It was actually after the first payment of $1,000 in, it's actually before December. Between November and December, I'd been asking her multiple times that I needed
And
money.
what was her excuse for not giving it to you?
Well, the few times that she actually did call me back, it was she just didn't have it. She wasn't working. She was working a different job. Rob was trying to work to get the money, but he had to pay off for classes for his DUIs and just was not able to get the money.
Just a minute. Okay, so you went to pick up the truck because you were repossessing it.
Yes, ma'am.
Title had never passed, I assume.
No, ma'am.
You had ownership of the
Yes,
truck
ma'am.
until it was paid off.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me about the dirt bike.
The dirt bike was actually given to me in end of August, and I was supposed to repair it, like she had said. That was correct. And it actually was staying at my house because with her house she was renting, it just was cluttering up her garage, and I was still working on it, which was fine. And by the time the truck transaction was starting to go south, I had informed her I'd feel more comfortable if it stayed at my house until it was sold as collateral, and she did agree upon that, and it was considered just to stay at my house, and I was going to fix it and had every intention on giving it back if my truck was either fully paid off or given back to me in the condition I had given it to them.
Okay, so you took the truck back.
Yes, ma'am.
First thing, let me tell you, Mr. Beard, she's not getting the money back for the truck. She used your truck. She did not fulfill your contract. She is not entitled to any money back. It's not as if she took it and had it for one day. She took it and used it, and he drove it. No question in my mind, he drove it. My concern is with this bike. So now you have the truck. Did you sell the truck?
No, ma'am, I traded it.
You traded it for what?
It was hard selling it because when I had taken the truck back, it was at my house. I was in the process of repairing it, which it extensively needed. And they had came to my house when I was in Chico on business, called me, quickly left a message saying, I'm picking up the truck. I'm leaving my car for you. Before I even could call them back and said, that's not acceptable. I'm working on this
What do you mean they're
truck.
leaving that car for you?
They just said they would leave her car with the keys. I had no idea. By the time I got back home, there was her car with keys under the tire and my truck gone.
What kind of car did you leave?
A 99 Infiniti G20.
What did you leave it for?
Andrew had known that I was going to use the truck to move. I was moving out of my house. It was
Oh, just a
at
second.
that
So
point in
you were
time.
using, just a
So I
second.
picked up
you
the
picked
truck
up
and used it to
hey,
move.
you picked up the truck to use it.
Yes.
When?
I don't know the exact date.
Do you know
but
the date?
I don't. I'm horrible with dates.
Early February.
Early February,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
It was February. So she left her car and picked up the truck after you had repossessed it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, got it. When you say you traded it in, what did you trade it in for?
I traded it for a boat because I felt at that time I can get more money after repairing the boat than I could the truck. Because when I received the truck after she had taken it, after I repossessed it, the tailgate was smashed, my bed liner was scratched, the side of the truck. It was very apparent that they were bitter about me taking the truck and smashed
You have pictures of it?
I have pictures of how it looked. Unfortunately, I do not have pictures of how it looked after.
Well, why didn't you take pictures afterwards, sir?
Oh, I traded as soon as it was messed up.
Well, then that's a problem that you have,
That was
sir.
my problem, yes, ma'am.
It certainly is a problem. Where's the dirt bike?
The dirt bike I sold after that, too.
Well, that was a mistake.
Yes, ma'am.
What year dirt bike was this?
She claimed it was a 2004 and that she had title.
You have the
I
title,
have the
too?
title right here.
I'd like to see
Okay.
it.
It's an 04 Honda CRF 50.
Let me see. Okay. How much did you sell it for?
$550, which was totally going to cover the mud in my radiator, the damage to my tailgate, the smashed spark plugs, and the condition overall the truck was running.
I don't know what these things cost. I have no idea.
I actually have a blue book statement.
I'd like to see
okay.
it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I also have an estimate from Roseville Cycle Center that would be the replacement value as well
How
as...
this blue book?
It shows the retail and MSRP in 2004 of what that bike went for.
Okay. SRP in 2004 was $1,100. Retail now is $749, and the average trade-in was $562. But if she went to purchase it, at this point, she'd have to pay $750. Is that what I'm understanding from this?
Yes, in an excellent condition. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What was wrong with it when you gave it to him to fix?
My son had got water in the tailpipe when he was washing it, so it just needed to be cleaned out.
Is that right?
No, ma'am.
I didn't think so. Otherwise, why would he have?
I'm not very good with
Otherwise,
dirt
why
bikes,
would he
so I
have
don't
it?
know.
Otherwise, why would he have it since August? If all you had to do was just clean out the tailpipe.
It was running before that.
What had to be done with the bike?
The tailpipe did have to be cleaned out, the inside of the motor as well, because unfortunately it had smoke and oil burnout in it and mud, again, in the engine.
Right. Fine. You shouldn't have sold her bike. Shouldn't have sold her bike. I understand your frustration, but you shouldn't have sold her bike. She doesn't get her $1,100 back, and she doesn't get what she's looking for, which was $2,700, because that's ludicrous. She gets $550, which is the trade-in value of the bike, and that's what you got for it.
Okay.
Right?
Yes,
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $550. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Excuse me. You were dying to say something. Is there anything that you were dying to say?
No, he covered it.
Perfect. Thank you.
When I got sick, I told them I needed the money,
We just had a different agreement than what's in his brain.
and they just had no feelings and no need to help me like I did them.
You know, it just was a he said, she said thing, and it got a little out of hand.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Munoz versus Milosadov. Step forward.
22-year-old Christina Munoz is suing her former friend, 21-year-old Erica Milosardov, for accidentally killing her Maltese puppy when she fell on her.
Miss Milosadov, you had a terrible accident with the plaintiff's puppy. You want to tell me what happened?
I went to visit the plaintiff in
Your
Vegas.
friends?
My friends for the weekend. And we were outside. She went to go get her mail. We took her little Maltese dog, Isis. And when we came back, she asked me to watch her dog, left me responsible to watch the dog when she went upstairs to put the mail away. I was playing with the dog outside. The dog went under my leg. The leash wrapped around my ankle, and I tripped and I fell on top of the dog. Unfortunately, it collapsed the dog's ribs and punctured the dog's lungs, and it died on the way to the hospital.
And you want her to pay
Yes.
for the dog?
Yes.
And?
I don't think it's fair. It's an accident that happened. It's a responsibility that shouldn't have been left on me. I was watching it as a favor for her while she went upstairs.
You could have declined.
I could have, but I didn't because I didn't even think anything was going to happen.
Of course not. Let me ask you this question. What's your first name?
Erica?
Erica. How did you get to your friend's house?
I drove.
Let's say instead of the dog wrapping itself around your legs, you accidentally ran over her dog with your car.
It'd still be an unfortunate accident, but maybe then I'd feel responsible. But this is an accident. I accidentally fell and tripped over
You mean
the
it was a
dog.
double accident?
Yeah.
Well, you're responsible. You're walking this puppy on the leash. You're holding the puppy on the leash. It's your responsibility to see to it that the puppy doesn't entwine itself around your legs. You didn't mean for it to happen. You were trying to pay attention, I assume, but you didn't do a good enough job.
But it wasn't my responsibility.
It
though.
was your responsibility. You assumed the responsibility. Now, sometimes things happen that you have no control over. But in this case, you had control over it. It was due to your negligence that the puppy got entwined in your leg. The puppy can't think about that. You're supposed to think about it. I really am trying to explain it to you so that you'll understand it, because I don't think that you are a bad person. I just think that you are misguided. So I'm trying to give you guidance. How much was the puppy?
It was $14.99.
Did you replace her?
Well, we got a gift from my parents saying that we got a new Maltipoo. So it wasn't the full Maltese, it was the Maltese and the poodle.
They're cute.
They are cute. They are very cute. But, I mean, the Maltese was a purebred compared to now it's a half-breed, so.
Well, Maltese and poodles are wonderful little dogs because they have a great coat that you don't have to deal with as much, right?
Yes.
And they don't yap as much.
No, she does not bark at all.
Right.
Yeah.
I had Maltese.
Oh.
I know. They bark all the time. All the time. Anyway, you owe the price of the dog, $1,499, judgment for the plaintiff. Are you still friends?
probably not after this.
Well, you should be. It was an accident.
Yeah, it was an accident.
It was an accident. It's an accident that she was responsible for, but it was still an accident.
Yes.
That's all. Thank you.
What is your excuse? You may step up.
Oh, I cried for day and night.
23-year-old Allison Abushan is suing her ex-boyfriend, 23-year-old Christopher Wilson, for money owed on a truck and for unauthorized bank charges.
Order. All rise. This is case number 132 on the calendar in the matter of Abushan versus Wilson. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Thank you, Bert. Miss Abushan, how long were you and the defendant together as a couple?
About 5.5 months.
Did he move in with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you meet him?
I met him when I was finishing college in Kentucky. He then moved back with me to Minnesota.
Mr. Wilson, when you moved back with Miss Abushan to Minnesota, what were you doing for a living, sir?
I got there and I started work for DirecTV.
In what month did you move to Minnesota?
It was 2 days before Christmas.
So let's say January. And when did you get the job with DirecTV?
It was about a month after Christmas.
February?
Yes.
How long did you have the job?
Until I come back to Kentucky.
And when was that?
In the middle of March.
Well, then you weren't working very long, sir.
Right.
Who was supporting you?
My parents would send me money, help me out.
I'm talking about her. Was she supporting you?
It'd go either way. I had money too.
Where did you have money from?
My parents, like I say, they would send me money.
How old are you, Mr. Wilson?
I'm 23, I'll be 24.
If I let you.
I hope you'll let me.
All of these things, my questions have a reason, Mr. Wilson.
Okay.
This is your complaint. You foolishly, very foolishly, put a down payment on a truck or
Yes, Your
something
Honor.
for him. And there was an agreement that he was going to pay you back for it because he didn't have any what?
Transportation or money.
Because he didn't have any money.
Right.
Otherwise, he would have put the down payment on his own truck. So evidently his parents, because he acknowledges that you put the down payment on the truck for him, right? I read your papers.
Correct.
And if you had money of your own, then you wouldn't have needed money from her. You're smarter than you look, sir. Now, 2 weeks after you bought him this truck, he goes back to Kentucky to deal with
ma'am.
some legal issues, according to him, having to do with his child.
That ended up being
I'm
false.
speaking.
Excuse me.
And his child said, "Oh, Daddy, don't leave." So he decided to leave and dump you and go back to the mother of his child and his child because he couldn't say no to his baby. And he kept your truck. That's after 2 weeks.
Yes,
and how
ma'am.
much did you lay out?
$3,500.
You know, your looks are deceiving, sir. What?
$3,500, Your Honor.
No. There were also payments due on this truck.
Yes, Your Honor.
He moved back in the middle of March to Kentucky. Did he make the March payment on the truck?
No, ma'am, he did not.
I see, shh, just a second. I see a whole lot of blank space on your table, Mr. Wilson. You say in your answer that you made the truck payments. You left, according to you, the second week in March. Show me the March payment that you made.
I ain't got no evidence of nothing. She come and got the truck without my knowledge, right in the middle of the day.
Listen to me. Listen to me. You have evidence, sir, because you would have proof that you made the truck payment in March.
Nothing was due. There was no payments due on that truck.
I have a
just had
check,
to
Your Honor.
I just had purchased. We just had purchased that truck. Like I say, we just had purchased
You mean
that
you
truck.
purchased it, they made you a gift?
No, it's not a gift. It wasn't. There was no payments due on it.
When was the first payment due?
Whenever we bought the truck, like 3 weeks before, and I hadn't had a chance to pay the payment on it because she come and got it.
You didn't have a chance.
Exactly.
Your Honor, I have a check for
I see it,
March.
please?
Yes, ma'am. My mother wrote it out of account that we had shared together, my mother and I, to make the payment. After he was delinquent on that payment, that's when we chose to go down there for the sake of my credit. and
Just
get
a
it.
second.
Yes, Your Honor.
We do this according to the way I run this playpen, okay? Check is dated the 21st of March, so I assume for $271.75. You don't have another check that you made, do you, sir?
No.
In March? No, no. Then you went down because he didn't make the payment. And very wisely, I might add, decided not to be involved with this man anymore because now your credit is on the line because there are payments due on this car.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you and your mom, according to your papers, went down and repossessed the car.
Yes.
And sold it.
Yes.
Sold it at a loss.
Yes.
And what you want is the money that you spent on him for this truck How much did you sell the truck for?
Sold the truck for $10,500. Had $11.86 left on the truck to be paid.
All right, so what's the deficit?
About $1,300.
Okay. That's a cheap lesson. Now, when, Miss Aubuchon, when you went down to repossess the truck, did you give him any notice that he had the opportunity to make up any of these?
Yes, Your Honor. I asked him if he would please return the truck to me. I even offered to buy him a plane ticket back to Kentucky from Minnesota if he would do that.
And what did he say to you?
He said, I'll do it, and then he would not call me back. I wouldn't be able to get a hold of him for several weeks at a time.
When did you first call him?
I called him...
Mr. Wilson, the smirk is irritating. Go ahead.
I was explaining this to him about a week after he left, once I realized that he would not be returning.
When he left to go to Kentucky?
Yes.
When did he notify you that he would not be coming back?
It was about a week after he left. He told me that he wasn't going to be coming back due to his baby and missing his family. At that point, I said, I'll give you the opportunity to make the truck payment. If you do not, it will be going against my credit as well, and I will have to retrieve the truck.
And when did you have the discussion with him?
That discussion with him was had about a week after he left, originally.
Which was when?
It would have been the very end of February, first week of March. I also have credit card charges, Your Honor, which would indicate when he returned back to Kentucky.
I'd like to see them, please. The second part of your claim is that he overdrew a joint checking account that you had. And quite frankly, I'm far more interested in that than this truck problem, because the truck was an unfortunate exercise for you.
Right.
You got most of your money back.
Right.
The $1,300 is probably a reasonable lesson that you'll never do it again.
Well, the down payment I never got back.
The down payment you did get back, madam. When you sold it, if anything, there was one payment due. I mean, it was a wise thing for you to do. Otherwise, you would have been responsible for the whole thing. But no bank would have gone after him after a week.
But I gave him the opportunity to
No bank would have gone after him after a week. And in all probability, he would not have made these payments. There's no question he wouldn't have made these payments from a moral perspective. But from a legal perspective, if you own a car and you finance it, and if you're 4 days late with a payment, they do not come after you and repossess the car. They don't do it.
Right.
Let's hear about the money in your checking account.
Okay. We opened this joint checking account because I was supporting Mr. Wilson. I gave him a card of his own. Once he started making money, his checks were going to be directly deposited into that account so that we could pay bills together, so on and so forth. When he left, that account was emptied. I foolishly did not close it.
Just a second. When he left, the account was emptied by you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And how much was in the account?
At the time, there was about $1,500 in the account.
Okay. And at the time, Mr. Wilson had been working for about a month?
Correct.
How much money did you put into the account, Mr. Wilson?
Probably about $700.
Okay, fine. And then, according to the plaintiff, Mr. Wilson, you made charges against her bank credit for $2,000. Why did you do that, sir?
I don't think I made that much.
Why did you make any?
I don't think I made about maybe $300, and I figured my money was in there.
Well, let's see how much money. How much money did he charge on the debit card?
I believe the total is about $2,300.
Not about. Figure it out, because then you're going to show it to Mr. Wilson. You need a calculator?
I may need a calculator. There's quite a bit.
Stand over next to her while she's adding this up so you save me a little bit of time, Mr. Wilson. Listen to me, Miss Aubuchon.
Thank you. Yes, Your Honor.
Show him the charge, add it on the calculator. Press on.
Okay.
I know enough about the machine to know they have to press on.
This is the ladder. This is the advance for credit card for food and gas when you left town, food and gas in Kentucky, when you ordered stuff in order to set up your new business in Kentucky, more food and gas, and the Dell computer.
And what do we have as a total?
We have $2,130, I believe.
Looks like $16.05 on your computer.
This is wrong. That was the difference.
Step back over and don't be a smart mouth. Can I see it, please?
Sure.
Give me the computer. Let him stand right there next to you.
Okay. So unless the decimal is in the wrong place, it should be about $1,595 that I've now added up. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, Mr. Wilson, you've gone over those charges. That should be your computer in Kentucky, your business in Kentucky, the food and gas in Kentucky. Gone over those charges?
Yes.
Is that right? $1,595?
I don't think so.
Well, how much is it, sir? Here, just a second. Let's do... You add it.
I don't need no calculator. I mean, I really don't.
No, listen to me. Then add it up in your head. Add it up in your head.
600.
What?
600.
No. Add up those figures, sir. Give the piece of paper to Smartmouth. Read over the figures that she just added, sir. Come on.
Well, at the time, you know, from Minnesota, Kentucky.
Listen, from Minnesota to Kentucky, give me the charges. Let's go.
Let me see your calculator then. This calculator ain't right.
Can I have the calculator, please? I've been using it for 11 years. Okay. Now, what I want you to do, Miss Aubuchon, this is a challenge. I want you to say the charge, tell me what it was for,
Okay.
and the amount.
Okay. There was a ladder charged at Menards, $220.85.
Don't give me any change.
Okay.
Just round it out to the last
Yes,
dollar.
Your Honor.
$225?
Yep. Advance from credit card, $150. Skywalker Communications, $175. Food and gas in Kentucky, $50. Advance from credit card, $1,000. I'm sorry, I missed that originally. And the Dell computer, $807.
Where's the computer, sir?
I sent it back whenever she notified me about it.
Send it back to whom?
Dale, a long time ago.
Is there a credit?
I was never credited for that, Your Honor.
You owe her $2,407. You got it? Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,407. Listen, Miss Aubuchon,
Yes,
you
Your
made
Honor.
a mistake.
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't make another mistake.
I won't, Your Honor.
Good. Thank you. That's
Thank
all.
you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Told her I was gonna steal my kid.
I was very surprised.
She was very upset.
The quickest I ever got over anyone.
Everybody messes up.
I will be more careful about my choices of partners in life.
You say she measured the door, too.
Yes.
Well, tell me about it.
As we measured the door,
Who's we?
her and I,
Were you there together?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, then you have a problem.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Castleberry versus Watson, step forward.
Carpenter Jeffrey Castleberry is suing his former boss, Megan Watson, for non-payment of services rendered. Megan says Jeffrey's work was substandard.
Mr. Castleberry, you worked for the defendant in her construction business. You quit over some social problem that you had. It seems that you were dating her sister. According to you, got into some sort of a kerfuffle with her sister and decided it would be best if you didn't work with her anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
So you quit. And you claim at the time that you quit, you were owed wages. Ms. Watson seems to acknowledge that you were owed wages, but she said that you took some tools that belonged to her and didn't return them, but primarily that she went and examined the work that you had done and found it to be substandard, and she had to arrange to have that work done by somebody else, so she doesn't owe you any money. And she's counterclaiming for the tools and having to have the work redone. It's a little nonsense. Not the tools necessarily, but having to have the work redone is nonsense. When did he start to work for you?
About the middle of March of 2007.
And what was the financial arrangement that you had with him?
He got paid on the jobs once I got paid on the jobs. It was
Is
a
that how you-
percentage of each job.
Is that how you were paid, sir, a percentage of each job?
I don't know if it's a percentage. It was a set rate for each job. When she was paid for it, she would write me a check and she would attach one of these pay statements, which has the check number, the date, how much I was paid, which job it was, and what I did. And each time she gave, she would give, this was the first one and second, etc.
Okay, can I have it, please? And when did you quit, sir? On what date?
April 2nd.
So you only worked there a couple of weeks. Were you paid this last one, this
Yes.
pay statement, April 3rd?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were paid on this?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were paid on this?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's for all the time that you worked there?
That was for the other jobs, yes.
For the other jobs. Had you ever had a discussion with her about any work that you did while you were working for her that was unsatisfactory?
No, ma'am.
So any work that you did pursuant to that list that you had and work that you completed, you got one of these and you were paid for it?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now, give me the figures on the work that you did that you were not paid for.
$355.
Okay. But he did do this $355 worth of work.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you owe him $355.
Yes, ma'am. There's another job that he did an estimate on for me, and per his estimate, the door was wrong. I had to pay someone else to correct the work that from where he estimated the door being wrong.
You mean he measured it wrong?
Yes, ma'am. It was too small.
Show him.
Mr. Moore's door. You measured, and you said it was a 6-0 door. The rough opening on that door was...
The door that we both measured.
You measured that door.
We both
Just
measured.
a second. You said that you measured it and she measured it?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about that.
As we measured the door...
Who's we?
Her and I.
You were there together?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you there together?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, then you have a problem. You're the construction boss.
Yes, ma'am.
So?
I did measure the door. I wrote the information down that he gave me and consulted
Were
with the
you
customer.
there?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, then you should have checked him a little bit better. You owe him $355. Now, are you angry with him for some reason?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Because he stole some of my tools, and I have
Okay.
the receipts for those.
Tell me what tools he stole.
I have a reciprocating saw that I purchased right here.
Do you
that
have
I
that?
no longer have.
No, ma'am.
Where is it?
I never had any of her tools. As a matter of fact, some of my tools were left at her parents' house, and after I quit, I asked if she could meet me up the street to get my tools. She let me get the tools out of the back of her truck, which was my saw, and I had a bucket with my tools in it. And she was present when I did that.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am, but I believe my tools were in his bucket because we worked out of the same truck.
Well, what do you mean you believe?
Because I no longer have my tools as of the day I
Well,
gave
is that what
him
makes
back
you think
his.
he has them?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not proof, madam, of anything. Who is this?
This is my sister.
This is the one that you were dating?
Yes, ma'am.
Didn't work out?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You owe him $355. It didn't work out. You have to pay for the work. You know, it's not always a good idea to go to work for relatives.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, it tends to be messy. But, Miss Watson, what I have before me are statements of when he worked for you, what you paid him, and it appears that until there was this brouhaha with your sister, his work was fine. The only time that his work became unsatisfactory is when there was a problem. So I find that a little suspect. You have to pay him the $355 that you owe him. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all. Thank you.
All you're excused. You may step out.
Well, you see, he was trying to get custody of his children, and once he found out that my sister told the children's guardian ad litem that he has a crack problem, he lost his children, and therefore he no longer works for me.
24-year-old Mark Windhausen is suing his ex-girlfriend, Lana Speakman, for the return of his belongings and for the money he invested in a Dodge Durango.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 78 on the calendar in the matter of Windhausen versus Speakman.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Windhausen, you and the defendant lived together for a period of time, and it is your claim that at the time she broke up with you and told you to leave, she kept your property. She kept the truck that you had been making payments on and some other personal property that you had purchased for the house.
Correct.
Ms. Speakman said everything is hers.
Yes.
When did you move in together?
About 6 of 04.
June of 04.
Right.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
How old are you?
34.
You have children?
No.
What kind of work do you do, Mr. Windhausen?
I'm a welder.
How long have you been welding?
About a year and a half now.
Make good living?
Decent. It's fair.
Tell me what you make.
I'm about $14.50.
An hour?
An hour, yes.
How much did you make last year?
How much did I make last year? About $12,338.
You worked full-time?
Yes, I did work full-time. I got laid off in December of 05, and I was rehired back on, so I had
When?
it in February.
But other than that, you work continuously?
Correct.
And what did you do with your money?
What did I do with my money?
Why do you keep asking me a question? I know the question that I asked. What did you do with your money when you got your money, when you were living with Miss Speakman?
I cashed my checks at the U.S. Bank, and I went and paid it to, this gave her cash.
Well, how much cash did you give her?
Approximately about $340 per week.
It was different every week.
Tell me about this truck.
This truck, I needed a vehicle to get back and forth to work. I did not have one. I wasn't able to put one in my name because
Why?
my credit wasn't the greatest. And at the time, I was working on getting a work permit to make a commute back and forth to work.
What did your bad credit have to do with getting a work permit, Mr. Wendhausen?
Because I wasn't able to put the truck in my name.
Did you have a driver's license?
I did not. I just had a work.
Well, that's an answer why you can't have a truck in your name, sir.
Correct.
So you were going to drive this truck despite the fact that you didn't have a license?
No, until I got my work permit.
Did you drive the truck without
I did,
a license?
yes.
So Mrs. Speakman put the truck in her name and allowed you to drive it without a license?
Correct.
Jan, down, I get to you. And who made the payments on the truck?
I did.
How much were the payments every month?
Approximately about $340 a month.
$340 a month.
Plus
It's exactly the
insurance.
same amount that you gave her. You said a week. That's a number you must like. You told me you gave her $340 a week when you cashed your paycheck, and now you tell me
Well,
that,
that's
your truck
excluding-
payment was $340.
That was excluding making the payments on the refrigerator and the stove and the bedroom set.
Just a second. How much was the truck payment?
About $340.
And how much did you used to give her every week from your paycheck?
Around $340, yes.
Wrong.
He's got it down, and he's not going to waver. And how did you make the truck payment?
I gave it to her in cash.
Now, because we're just dealing with the truck so far, when did you kick him out?
July 7th of '06.
Why?
Because I found out he was doing drugs. He actually, July 1st is actually when we broke up. He couldn't get a ride until July 7th. He stole $400 out of my purse, said he was going to the store to get ice, and didn't come back for like 12 hours because he was doing drugs.
What kind of drugs does he do?
Cocaine.
Have you ever seen him do cocaine?
No, I haven't. He told me.
What did he say?
A couple months prior, he took a lot of money. We had a joint checking account for a little while because I went to get money out and all the money was gone. Well, then I questioned him about it, and he finally told me that he was doing cocaine, that he had a drug problem, and then he didn't want to tell me what the drug was, and then he finally told me it was cocaine.
How much money did he take out of the joint account?
About $1,500.
Do you remember when?
It was March and April. He did it on 2 different occasions where he took hundreds of dollars out a couple times. I mean, hundreds, like $600 a night.
It's not true.
No?
No.
Don't do drugs.
No, I don't.
You willing to take a drug test?
I am willing, yes.
Willing to take a hair follicle test?
That's fine.
Right after court?
It's fine.
You understand that if you go for one of these tests, they will, and if it's positive, they won't let you be a welder. You understand that?
Correct.
You prepared to sign a release that the drug test results can be sent to your employer? Oh, is not an answer.
I have smoked weed, yes.
Weed
So-
we're not talking about, sir. We're talking cocaine.
All right.
Got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Perfect. If you have a problem and you're 24 years old, you better get rid of your problem. Do enough cocaine, sir, you're going to have a brain like mush. You know, when you start up here, you can have a brain like mush. When you start over here, it's over very, very soon. How could you take money out of a bank account?
It's my money, too.
Well, if you're putting in $300 a week to run a household, you have rent, you have food, you have gas, you have electric, you have all the other stuff. And was he giving you an extra $340 for the truck payment?
No, he wasn't. He gave me, his checks were different every week. So he gave, sometimes it was only $100. Sometimes he didn't give me any money at all.
Yeah, because if he's making $15 an hour, earning $12,000 a year just doesn't.
Well, that was
doesn't make it.
The truck payment was $320, and it did come directly out of my bank account ever since I bought
Well,
the
it
truck.
may have come directly out of your bank account. That doesn't mean, quite frankly, Ms. Speakman, that he wasn't giving you money. My question is, was he giving you money earmarked for this car payment, or was he giving you a certain amount of money every week?
It was different amounts every week because, like I said, sometimes his checks were always different. Sometimes he would give me nothing. Sometimes he would give me $100. There was a couple times he probably gave me $300.
And what about the monthly truck payment?
What?
Did he give you money for the
Directly
monthly
for
truck
that?
payment?
No.
In cash is my question.
No.
Okay. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious, how could she make the payment for a car payment, a truck payment, a house payment, and all the other utilities if I was not paying any money to that household?
She didn't say you weren't paying any money.
But how could she afford
I make
those
a lot
vehicles?
more money than he does.
What kind of work do you do, Ms. Speakman?
I work at a factory.
And how much do you earn an hour?
$22 an hour.
And how much did you earn last year?
$50,000.
And you were earning $15 an hour, which is, you know, only a third less, and you only made $12,338, sir. That figure that you told me specifically, $12,338, which is what you said you earned last year, only 2 months you were out of work. Miss Speakman.
Yes.
What did you do with the truck?
I still have the truck. I'm still making payments on the truck.
What are you going to do with the truck?
I'm probably going to keep it.
Now, if Mr. Wendhausen is prepared to get a loan for $5,000 in his name, are you prepared to give him the truck?
No.
Sure. Sure you are. Listen to me, Mr. Wendhausen. You come back to me with a fully committed loan in your name for $5,000, and I will direct Miss Speakman to turn over the truck to you. Do you understand?
I do.
But she certainly doesn't want to give you a truck that's in her name, and she's certainly not going to give you the value of it or what you claim to put in, because you can't prove what you put into the truck unless you have canceled checks.
No, I paid everything cash. Yes.
Right. So go get yourself a loan, and then Miss Speakman is going to turn over the truck to you. You think that's going to happen, Miss Speakman?
I don't think he'll be able to get a loan.
Correct. Correct. But if he can...
But what about I've paid it, like for the whole year that he hasn't been there?
It was sort of a fluid situation. Right. But I certainly don't think that you ought to get stuck with this truck and turn it over to him. And I certainly don't believe that he, each and every month, paid you his portion of the expenses as well as the $340 for the truck, because he didn't make that much money.
Right.
Now, what other property do you claim, sir, is yours that she kept when you
I have
moved
a
out?
GE arranged stove that I
When
purchased.
did you purchase that, sir?
I purchased it in about 11:05.
And you moved out in?
7/06.
And did you eat while you were there?
I did, yes.
And did you use the stove?
I only had it for about a month or two before I moved out.
Show me proof that you purchased it, sir.
It's right here.
He just said we got the stove in November and he moved out in July. So
I got
okay.
it.
Okay. Thank you.
I see it's purchased by you, Mark Wendhausen.
Right.
Show me how you paid for it.
I paid cash.
I have a check.
Can I see it, please?
These are the 2 payments I made. These are the 4 payments that were made total.
Okay. She's got proof of the payments, sir.
Proof of the payments that I paid?
Well, show me your payments. It doesn't say that this was paid in cash.
I paid those payments, ma'am.
To whom?
To Turner Electric.
Show
in
me.
cash. Don't you see there's cash? She writes checks. I pay cash.
What else, Mr. Wendhausen?
I also have receipts here for refrigerator.
When you moved into the house, Mr. Wendhausen, was there a refrigerator in the house?
Yes. Can you please tell me where all my money was going?
All your $12,000?
Well, I lived there for two and a half years.
All your $12,000?
His money was going up his nose. Mine
Just a
was
second.
paying the bill.
Mr. Wendhausen, I don't think that you understand, sir. That barely supports a person. You don't get it.
I'm not getting it. I'm making payments that, you know.
Show me that you're still making payments.
I'm done. Those are the receipts. That's paid off.
And you paid for it, and you used the refrigerator, and you used the stove while you were in her house?
Yeah, it's my
Goodbye,
name.
Mr. Wendhausen.
Do you think I could take
I think you have a problem, and I think that you really have to take care of your problem. If you manage to secure a loan for the truck, I am going to direct Ms. Speakman to turn the truck over to you. We will recalendar this case as soon as the clerk receives indication that you've received the loan, and I will direct this truck that you want to be turned over to you. Do you understand?
Okay, I do, but...
Good. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I just think the case was unfair, and it's bull.
The money started disappearing, and I found out he was doing drugs.
That is not true.
I told him to try to get help, and he didn't get help, so I kicked him out after he stole $400 out of my purse.
Whatever, man.
I probably won't be going out with younger guys anymore.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Mixon versus Glade, step forward, please.
James Mixon is suing his former live-in girlfriend, Keisha Glade, for the return of his furniture and baseball cards.
Mr. Mixon, you and the defendant lived together for a period of time in her home.
Yes.
And according to you, she unceremoniously kicked you out and kept some furniture that belongs to you.
Yes.
You want it back. Ms. Glade says that you were nothing but a lazy bum during the time that you lived there. You paid no rent. The least you could do is leave the old furniture there. It's not worth very much anyway. She is counterclaiming. She says that you should have paid rent, but you didn't, and that you slashed her tires because you got mad at her. So let me make this simple. The fact that he should have paid rent, you are absolutely correct. But that doesn't mean he's going to pay rent because you allowed him to be a bum.
True.
So you were an enabler. How long did he live with you?
For a year and a month.
And how many months of those 13 months that he lived with you did he pay rent?
None.
None? Why are you laughing?
Because that was funny.
No, she's not funny. I'm funny.
Yeah.
How many months did you pay rent, Mr. Mixon?
None, like she said.
You were a bum.
No.
Well, if you don't pay rent, you're a bum.
We never had an agreement on that.
You don't have to have an agreement.
I was supposed to take care of the other bills in the house. She was supposed to do the rent.
What other bills did you take care of?
PG&E, water, and cable.
How much was that a month?
About $600.
And you would pay all those bills, and you have proof that you paid those bills?
Yes, and
I'd like to see.
Here's some of the bills. This doesn't go with that.
And proof that you paid them?
I got the receipts. If I gave her the receipt, it was only because she dropped me off at work early.
What's this Salvation Army?
Oh, we went and bought a computer desk and a TV stand that I paid for. She said I don't do nothing, though.
When did you buy this furniture?
I bought it maybe a month after I moved in with her. I came in with a futon. I came in with a stereo set. I came in with that set of baseball cards right there.
Oh, well, that set of baseball
That's
cards?
mine. I had since I was
I don't have a problem giving it back
Can
to
I
him.
see the set of baseball cards, please? Oh, one of my children would be bonkers over those baseball cards. I have to take a look at that. Are you a real collector, sir?
Yes. I had those since I was in the
mint
6th grade.
condition, or what kind of condition
They're
are
in
these?
mint condition.
Really? You know they're worth a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Are these Topps baseball cards?
Tops and Fleers.
Well, Fleers aren't worth as much.
I know.
right?
That's why I try to stay more with Tops.
See, I know a little bit about it.
I see.
Okay. Give him back his baseball cards, would you, Bird? Surprised he left without them.
I also had a pending restraining order which granted me possession rights of the bed, the couch, the TV, and the lamps that he's here.
Show me. You mean property restraint that number 13 is circled? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I actually filed it. It asked me what possessions that I still had for me to temporarily keep possession of.
Well, you can't temporarily keep possession of his property anymore. He's going to pick it up. You have a temporary restraining order. You have to send somebody to get your stuff.
Okay, but
Sir, within 5 days. Do you understand?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
I just want my rent.
Just a second. Listen to me. You're not entitled to any rent. You didn't have a contract with him for rent.
We had a verbal agreement. The whole initial reason why he moved in was because I needed financial help.
Listen to me very carefully. Madam, if you let somebody live with you for 13 months and they're not paying rent, you don't come to complain about it now. He's getting his furniture back. He got his cards back. Now we're going to hear about your tires, and I don't want to hear any nonsense about rent.
My witness here saw him slash the second tire on that day.
Your name?
Leandra Whitmore.
On what day did you allegedly see Mr. Mixon slash a tire?
I forgot.
No, don't look over there. Don't look over here. Look over here.
I forgot what day it was on, but it was the same day as the first tire. We were at the studio recording. I'm a recording engineer. I record her. And I heard the car skirt by the first time. I was sitting at the computer. And I had came outside. When I came outside, I saw him by her left tire. Then he ran and got in his car and drove off.
Did you tell her about it?
Mm-hmm. I came right in.
Did you file a police report that day?
No, we didn't do a police report.
Why not?
Because that was the first incident of numerous amounts of incidents.
What difference does it make?
Because I didn't want to get in it because he's family with my uncle, and I didn't want to say anything, but things keep happening.
Did you ever file a police report?
No, ma'am.
I filed one later after his witness started harassing us.
I mean, this lady?
Yes.
She has nothing to do with this case. She has nothing to do with me. She has nothing to do with anything that's going on here today.
I agree.
The only thing that I have to worry about today is, am I satisfied that he slashed a tire? I'm not so sure you saw anything. Sit down. Thank you. I'm not convinced you saw anything. I am convinced that you're going to get your old furniture back. 5 days. You make the arrangements to get it, send somebody else to get it. And who is this person?
That's the neighbor. She the one who pulled my clothes in when Keisha threw my stuff out in the rain.
Absolutely not. She's a nosy hag.
Listen to me. Whose neighbor is she?
She's my neighbor.
Okay, well, good luck. Bye.
Brady is suing her daughter and son-in-law, Cassie and Cliff Yelvington, for damages resulting from charges made to Child Protective Services.
All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 154 on the calendar in the matter of Brady versus Yelvington. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Brady, this young lady is your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is your husband.
Yes, sir.
According to your complaint, some time ago, your daughter and her husband had a small baby. That baby was removed from their custody by the state because of abuse, and the baby was placed in your custody.
Yes, ma'am.
You had her for approximately a year?
20 months, Your Honor.
And after 20 months, there was a reunification process, and she was ultimately returned to her parents.
Yes, Your Honor.
You now have that child and another child.
Yes, ma'am.
Your complaint is that there came a point where your daughter and son-in-law made some false allegations about you, which required you, because you have a teaching position, to retain an attorney in order to dispute those allegations. And you want them to pay for that attorney and for the emotional distress that you went through from something. Your daughter and her husband say that there came a point when they were concerned over something that their daughter had told them when you were visiting with her, and they had every right to report that. And they are counterclaiming because they say that you have embarked upon a course of trying to interfere with the reunification process by making allegations against the Child Protective Services. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When was the child originally removed from your custody?
January 13th of 2005.
How old was she?
She was approximately 3 months old.
And what was the nature of the abuse that she suffered at 3 months old?
We were staying with some people that we thought were friends, and their youngest daughter was going through a biting phase and put bite marks on our child.
Over what period of time?
A week or two.
You pled guilty to abuse or neglect?
Neglect.
And you understand that you neglected her?
Yes.
As did you?
I wasn't there. I was at work. I was working out of town for the period that this had happened.
The entire time?
It had happened within a week. I was out of town for the whole week.
Now, when the child was with you, did the parents visit?
Yes, ma'am.
At your house?
Initially, they had supervised visitation at my house, and due to the deteriorating situation, I asked for their visitation to be moved to a visitor's center.
Well, that's part of their counterclaim, that if you hadn't forced the visitation to be at a visitation center, they might have been reunified with their child earlier. So I would like you to tell me, Miss Brady, what caused you to report this deteriorating situation?
They were coming over to my house, and I was allowing them wide open visitation. They could come, sit comfortably. I fed them. I permitted them to have any length of visitation they wanted. That was approximately June of 2005. Cliff went into court and claimed that he was paying child support to me, and I had not received any child support from them whatsoever. Also, when they came, they were bringing some people over with them. I didn't mind his family members, immediate family members, like his sisters and Kaylee's little cousins, but they started bringing strangers over.
Who would you bring over to the house?
My cousin.
Why would you do that?
We checked with her first. We told her that we were going to bring over my niece and my cousin, and she
Why
said
would
she
you
didn't
bring
have a problem.
anybody?
Because she would not come over down to Orlando so that my family could see my daughter, and my family wanted to see my daughter because they hadn't seen her since she was born.
Just a minute. What does that have to do with little cousins?
It's not. She was like 13 years old.
So what? This is for you and your wife. Visitation is for you and your wife. How many cousins did you bring to the visitor center?
We didn't take anybody to the visitation center because it was done during the week whenever everybody was working.
Right. So Miss Brady was taking care of business that you should have been taking care of, and if she said to you, don't bring people.
She never told me not to bring people.
Did you tell him not to bring people?
No.
Well, how was he supposed to be a mind reader?
Well, I did object to one person's presence. He was supposedly a friend of Brandy's, his older sister, and I did object to it to Cassie.
And what did she say?
She just shrugged her shoulders and made an excuse.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you got tired of all these people in your house?
Yes.
So you asked that the visitation be at someplace else?
Yes.
Were you going to visitation every weekend with your daughter?
At the center, it wasn't on the weekend. It was only during
At your mother's house?
We were going there about 3-4 days a week.
So that was great.
Us.
That was great.
Yes.
Should have kept it simple.
We didn't know that there was a problem until she sprung it on us at the last minute, saying that there's visitation at the center now instead of at her house.
Should have
We
been
didn't
smart
know.
enough to figure
If
it
she would have came up to us and said, hey, I have a problem with some of the stuff that's going on, we would have done what we could to correct it.
Mr. Yeldington, you may be right. She probably should have said something to you before she moved it, but that's not a legitimate lawsuit. You should have been smart enough to keep it simple. Go with your wife, sit with your wife, with your 3-month-old daughter, bond with her, spend as much time with her as you can, and not involve the rest of your family. That's just not smart to do. Could she have told you? Absolutely. Is that a lawsuit? Absolutely not. Now, the child was ultimately reunified when?
September the 15th, 2006.
Tell me what happened after September the 15th.
Well, there was one visit that I went to pick her up at. Josh, my grandson, went to pick her up. I had visitation with her every other weekend. And I noticed there was like a mark on the side of her face. Well, when I got her home, it looked like a full-blown handprint on the left side of her face.
Josh, just stand up, please. Josh, you went to pick the baby up.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see any mark on her face?
Yes, ma'am.
Describe it to me.
It was marks on her face, and there was like some bruising right here.
Did you ask her what happened?
No, ma'am.
Did you?
She wasn't that verbal at that time.
Okay, fine. Do you remember what month this
September 2006, towards the end.
So you reported it?
Yes, I did, to the caseworker, and I took pictures.
You have pictures?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see them, please.
There's the originals.
Very hard to see any mark.
Right.
Oh, I see the bruise in the middle of her lip. That I
Right.
do see.
Yeah. That was on a separate occasion.
And then in October of 2006, I see a large black and blue mark on her forehead.
That's it.
Okay. You did the very wise thing and the right thing to notify the caseworker. You understand that, don't you?
Yes, I'm trying to recall on what these marks were.
Yeah, because we were never notified by the department that there was any marks on her.
Or by my
well,
mother.
But you do understand that being a responsible person, knowing the history of this child.
Yes, ma'am. But what I'm saying is, if there was a allegation made to the department, I think the department would have, at least done an investigation on it. There was no investigation done.
Should have done an investigation on it.
Yes, ma'am.
Whether they did or not is another story. No question about that. Okay, what happened next, Miss Brady?
In January of 2007, I had picked up Kaylee from their home, and when I was giving her a shower, I noticed what appeared to be like burn marks, like in a circle on her butt. And I did call DCF. The DCF investigator did tell me, take her to the hospital, have her examined by the hospital.
And did you do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a report from the hospital?
No.
Because you're not the parent.
Right, and I didn't have custody of her at that time.
You have a report from the hospital on this incident?
We do not have it. We gave the copy to our caseworker because we were notified of the allegation. And the moment I was notified, I took my daughter down to the hospital, had her examined, and then also told them to call up the sheriff's department and told them I want to do everything by the book because this allegation is ridiculous.
Did you get a report when Miss Brady took her to the hospital?
Not from the hospital, but I do have the report with the department.
I'd like to read it. Were you trying to toilet train your child?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does your daughter have a psychiatric history?
No. After this point, I think she should.
Well, it is clear to me that based upon this, somebody observed marks on the child's buttocks and thighs that were clearly visible 2 days after your mother-in-law took the child to the hospital.
That right there would be the allegation that Miss Brady put against us for my daughter.
No, my dear.
Because our caseworker...
Kaylee has excoriated red marks on her buttocks and thigh. That's an observation, sir. That is not Miss Brady's observation. That's an observation either by a physician at the emergency room or the caseworker. It says, describes them. They're on her thighs. They're about 2 inches long. The marks on her lower buttocks look like they may have been from sitting on the toilet for a long period of time.
Which she was not. And the doctors that we took her to and the investigators and everybody told us that they
Don't tell me what anybody told you. Show me a report. This is the only report that I have.
As far as her sitting on the potty for too long, she liked to play on the potty and try to be a big girl, and she would sit there herself. We didn't force her to stay there. And the marks on her thigh were chafing from her diaper because we went for a walk that morning before my mother picked her up.
You also had an excuse for the bite mark she suffered on her body. You claimed that that was not your fault. It is your fault. Whether you did the biting or you permitted this child to be, for over a week's period of time, bitten by another child, that's your fault. And just because a 2-year-old wants to sit on the toilet for a long time doesn't mean that a parent who is exercising parental responsibility allows a child to do that to such an extent that the child has welts on her bottom. Child should not have marks on their thighs from chafing from a diaper. If all you have to do is take care of her, which is what the two of you have to do, take care of her.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I was not able to notify my husband of the marks because the people that we were staying with would not allow me to use the phone, and I had no
Crawl out! Abe Lincoln walked 10 miles to school. If your child is being abused, you leave and go to a shelter. What's wrong with you?
Sheindlin Brady says her daughter and son-in-law falsely accused her of abusing her granddaughter. Cassie and Cliff Yelvington say it's Sheindlin who's guilty of making false charges.
Now, so far, Miss Brady, you did everything right.
Thank you.
Now, would you please tell me why you were forced to hire a lawyer?
Well, throughout this 20 months, they've made numerous allegations.
Uncross your arms.
Against me, but then they made a very serious allegation against me July 26, 2006. And I think it was in retaliation because things didn't go very well for them in court.
What do you mean things didn't go well?
I guess that day, they were expecting to be reunited with their child that day in court, and it didn't come about. And I also was badgering them about the child support that they owed me. And we had left court, I had gone, and then next thing I know, I'm getting a call from the caseworker to take Kaylee to a hospital or a doctor immediately for a sexual exam because the allegation had come from Cassie or Cliff.
That said what?
That said they felt that the child had been sexually abused while she was in my care.
Really?
And this really was...
What made you think that?
She would shy away from men. She would not go near them. Like if I would go to pick her up, and I mean, whenever I'd walk around, she would run right up to me. And if I'd go to pick her up, she would curl up in a ball and start crying. So what I did is I told my caseworker, this is what's happening. I don't know what to think about it. I just figured I should notify you about it. And where it went from there was that they put in the abuse allegation for...
Against who?
Against her mother.
You're crazy. Something wrong with you. And you're a nasty person, too.
How am I a nasty person?
You're a nasty person because you retaliated against somebody who took on a responsibility that you and your wife couldn't take care of, which is taking care of a 3-month-old child. I assume that Miss Brady, once she raised her own children, didn't plan on nor desire to raise a 3-month-old baby. The reason she had to do that was in order to prevent your 3-month-old daughter from going into a foster care situation because the two of you neglected her, minimally neglected her, perhaps abused her. So she took over that responsibility for 20 months. And instead of kissing her feet, which you should have done,
we tried.
You accused this teacher, this person who cleaned up after your mess, of abuse. That's why you're not a very nice person. Because I have a sense that you rule the roost in your house. That's my sense. My sense is also that your wife could use a little psychiatric intervention. And if you don't see to it that that happens, you now have 2 children?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
It's not going to be the last time that your children are the subject of intervention by the state. So if you rule the roost in your house, and if you're not the one who's abusing your children, I suggest that you get your wife some help. How much support did you ultimately give her for the time she took care of your daughter?
We came up to a verbal agreement that if she claimed Kaylee on the
Tax return.
Tax return, we would
You
not have to
didn't
pay it.
answer my question.
We
I
didn't
said
give
how
her
much.
any money because we had a verbal contract that if she claimed her on her tax return, we wouldn't have to pay child support anymore.
The child support wasn't ordered until 2006.
It doesn't have to be ordered. Does it have to be ordered for you to watch your
We
child
were-
so
no,
that
but
she doesn't get bitten?
We were giving my daughter diapers, clothes, anything that she needed.
Who
And then she
cares if you
comes
give
out-
somebody diapers?
Okay, and then she comes out
Who
and tells the
cares if you
courts-
give a baby diapers?
I understand that, ma'am, but then she comes out and tells the courts that she thinks that me saying I'm not going to pay for her bills, not my daughter's, hers, is unfounded because she actually came out and said she wanted this much for this much for this, and this much for this, and one of those being cable, and my 3-month-old daughter wasn't watching cable.
Mr. Yeldington, so instead of doing something, you did nothing. Exclude the cable. You didn't even protect your 3-month-old daughter.
Yes, we did, as soon as...
No, you didn't, because your wife had to, of necessity, fed, bathed, and changed this baby over a week's period of time. And as soon as she saw the first bite mark on this child, that child should have been removed from the environment. She chose not to do that. And if you were in communication with your wife, and if there's not something wrong with her mentally, she would have told you that the 3-month-old child had been abused by somebody in that house. And if you were any sort of a parent, you would have come off the road and said, I don't care where we're going, we'll go to a shelter in order to protect her. Instead, you allowed this child to be abused over a week's period of time, according to your wife. And instead of kissing her feet, you made her life miserable. That's your mother. 25 years from now, you're not going to know who he is, but she will always be your mother. And you will always be able to count on her to clean up after you, not him. And if you need mental help, get it. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, but there is one thing. I was not able to notify my husband of the marks because the people that we were staying with would not allow me to use the phone, and I had no
Crawl out. Abe Lincoln walked 10 miles to school. If your child is being abused, you leave and go to a shelter. What's wrong with you?
Where we lived, there was no shelters nearby.
Go to a police station. Where did you live? In the Yukon? Quiet. You go to a shelter. You go to a police station. You go someplace. Or you don't let your daughter out of your sight.
Yes, Your Honor.
Don't say anything.
Okay.
You're both working now?
Yes.
Perfect. Your counterclaim for nonsense is dismissed. You're asking for $1,600, which includes infliction of emotional distress, which you've had, and your attorney's fees.
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all. Step out.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
The woman is not right.
I think it was incredible how she spotted him coming.
Harry Smith is suing his former friend, Jeannie LaSalle, for unpaid rental charges on a Cadillac. Barry also claims that Jeannie returned the car late.
Come to order. All rise. Now, it's case number 87 on the calendar in the matter of Smith versus LaSalle.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Smith, the defendant was a friend of yours, and according to your complaint, you rented a car to her, a car that was registered and titled in your name, that you weren't using. You felt sorry for her, that she needed transportation. You told her she could rent it for $20 a day. It is your claim that she owes you for the rental, as well as some damage that you did to the car. Mr. LaSalle says she owes you nothing. How many cars do you rent out, Mr. Smith?
Well, I've never rented out. The proposition was I wanted to sell it to her. It was her idea to rent it.
And when did you have this conversation?
This was March 22nd in the afternoon. It was like after 1 or 2 p.m.
What kind of car is it?
It's a 1987 Cadillac Eldorado Baritz. It's like
So
the
it's a
top-of-the-line model for that year. And it's
Well,
in good
top of the
shape.
line. I was a top of the line model in my year too, sir, but this car is now 20 years old.
It's in good running order. It's in good shape. I only had like 92,000 miles on it.
I'm in good shape too, but
I
I'm
can
still
tell.
what I am. You know what I'm talking about?
I can tell.
20-year-old car is a 20-year-old car.
20-year-old car by like 2 owners. It's in
I'm not
good
telling
shape.
you how old I am, and I've only had 2 owners. That still doesn't change anything. You understand?
I understand.
What?
What? I'm supposed to say here.
Mr. Smith, I'm not saying anything bad about your car. I'm just saying it's an old car, sir.
It's an old car.
It's not an antique. It's just an old car.
But it's a Cadillac. That's
Me
different.
too. Listen, so what did you decide to do on March 22nd between 1 and 2 in the afternoon
Well,
with your vintage car?
I gave defendant my phone number. She said she called me back, talk it over with her friend. She called me back in about a half hour and said, yeah, let's do a deal.
Let's do a deal?
Yeah.
What do you mean, let's do a
well,
deal?
She proposed to rent it. I proposed to sell it. She said she couldn't afford to buy it, so I said...
How much did you want it for?
$20. I wanted $700.
You wanted $700 for the car?
That's all I wanted. She agreed, and I agreed we'll rent it for $20 a day. She went home to talk to her friend. I went home to download a rental car agreement off the internet. I had the paperwork downloaded. I picked them up, and she gave me $20 for the first day. We signed the paperwork. I gave her the keys.
Let me see the paperwork. So you just wanted the car for a week, madam?
No, ma'am.
Did you sign this agreement?
Yeah, when I met Barry on the 22nd, he told me he had cars for rental, 3 cars. I told him I had to talk to my girlfriend and that I would call him back. I did that. We went to go look at the cars. I rented 1 car.
It says here that you're renting this car, and it says what car it is, from March 22nd to March 29th.
He did all the receipts. I also have those. But I wanted to purchase the car. It wasn't rental. And I started renting because I was not working at the time.
All I asked you was, you were supposed to return this vehicle on March 30th. That's what you signed. That's your name.
Yeah, I signed that.
Did you return the car on March 30th?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Because I made more payments towards the car. I was buying the car from him.
Did you have a subsequent agreement?
No. We kept doing the rental contracts. But I would pay him more than the $20 a day going towards the purchase of the car.
Show me. First of all, how long did you keep the car?
Until April 14th.
You kept it for an additional 2 weeks. Okay. Go ahead, sir.
That's not correct, Your Honor. She took 2 rental agreements out. She didn't bring the car back. I had to go to her to get the payments and check on the car because she had moved like 15 miles from me. It began like, she was paying me like 3 days in a row. She paid me. At the beginning of the first contract, she paid me the $20.
How many days did she keep the car, sir?
She had the car like 22 days, from the 22nd of March to the...
14th of April.
Right.
22 days. And let's do this so that I don't make a mistake. 22 times 20 equals $440. So that's what she should have paid you.
That's correct.
And that's what you would like, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
How much did you pay him?
I paid him more than the receipts that he has given.
How much do you claim that you paid him?
Can my witness some of it?
No! How much do you claim that you paid him?
Almost $600 for the car. That was supposed to be bought for $700.
Almost $600.
Almost $600.
Good. And how many receipts do you have, and how much do they total?
$420.
Let me see them, please. I have $400.
If you look, there might be one with the same date and the same amount on it. I think I accidentally wrote 2 receipts for 1 payment.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's
This
the
is
one
a
for
different
$80.
one. This
One
is
is
a
the white,
different one.
yeah.
Right, I'm deducting $80 because it covers the same period
Right.
from 4-3.
I accidentally gave her the wrong
Absolutely
copy
right.
and everything.
Absolutely right. Minus 80, because she gave me a duplicate, equals 320, and she was supposed to give you 440. Ms. LaSalle, that's what you got. You gave him $320.
Can I speak, Your Honor?
Sure.
He just wrote out receipts. When he came to pick up the vehicle, he went home and just wrote out receipts. The only one receipt that me and Barry had actually made was the yellow receipt. So he just made up receipts for whatever he wanted to make out the receipts. I had the car almost paid for.
Just a second. Almost is not good enough. The only proof, and it's proof that you gave me of what you paid for, are these. That's what you gave me. And it says that you're $120 short. What else, sir?
Friday the 13th, she said, come pick up the car. The car's on empty, it's at her house. She was supposed to bring the car back. So I get a friend of mine, we go up to Jeannie's house, get the car, and I said, when are you gonna have my money? She said, next Friday. We took off, went home. I called her the following Friday. She's not gonna pay me my money, I'm not gonna get any money. So I gave her another week, the 27th, which is the day I filed the lawsuit. Jeannie, am I gonna get my money? You ain't getting nothing, do what you gotta do. And that's when I went to the courthouse. The night while I was driving it back, like I said, it's 15 miles from her house to my house, the front end was shaky. It's a front-wheel drive car, and it's dark. It's like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. I couldn't see anything, so the next morning, I went out and inspected the car. The right front tire is very low. I take it to a mechanic, have them look at it and get new tires, and they gave me an estimate of what the damages was because the front end suspension was damaged. I've got damages on the car. The car wasn't brought back in the same state that I gave it to her. And
Fine. You wanted to sell the car, sir, for $700. Listen to me.
I wanted to sell it.
Shh, look at me. You wanted to sell the car for $700?
Correct.
You're going to get $440 for her. Use of the car, you're a couple of $100 short of what you wanted to sell it for. Where is the car now?
I have the car.
Do you drive it?
Yeah, I drive it.
Do you rent it to other people?
No, I don't.
But you use it yourself?
Yes, I do.
So look at what you have. You wanted to sell the car for $700. You're going to get $440, which means that you're just a few dollars off from what you wanted to sell it for, and you have your car. Isn't that great?
Sounds good.
Be happy. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $120, which is what she owes you. Thank you very much. That's all.
Joseph Tedrick and his estranged wife, Tara, are suing Joseph's former neighbors, Myra Barranca, her sister, Betsy Barranca Roca, and Matthias Mock, for vandalism to their vehicle.
All rise. Now, this is case number 19 on the calendar in the matter of Tedrick versus Barranca Roca Mock.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Mr. and Mrs. Tedrick, it is your claim that the three defendants vandalized your car, scratched it all up, slashed the tires.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendants say that they had nothing to do with the car being vandalized. How do you know these people?
They used to be my upstairs neighbors
How long were they your neighbors?
for probably about 8 months before they got evicted for vandalizing the car.
Did the three of you live together?
No, I was the only one that lived there. I was his neighbor.
And where did you live?
Me, I live the same place with my mom. I don't live with her. I didn't live with her.
And what about you?
What about me? That was actually my first time over there.
How do you know them?
How do I know them? They are my friends.
How long have you known them?
How long have I known them?
Why do you keep answering my question with a question, sir? I'm not going to give you enough time to think of an answer that's not going to be honest. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. How long have you known them?
3 years.
Each of them?
No.
Who do you know 3 years? Raise your hand. Raise your... What? Don't touch her. Where do you know him from?
School.
How old are you?
18.
What do you do for a living?
I'm babysitting and I'm in school.
What about you?
What I do? I work at Safeway. That might have been why I repeated the questions you asked me.
Why, everybody at Safeway repeats questions?
It reassures me for my answer.
It's irritating.
Sorry.
What do you do?
I'm an outside vendor assistant. I purchase all our outside goods for our company.
Okay. On what night did this happen?
I believe it was the 28th of October.
Tell me what happened.
Basically, that night...
Not basically. Tell me what you saw, what you heard.
Okay. Myra and her sister...
Who's Myra?
Myra's standing right to my left. Her sister is in the middle.
So you're sisters?
Yeah. Yes.
Myra and her sister, you could hear, me and Matt were sitting at my house watching TV. You could hear, loud stomping on the ground, partying. They came down to my apartment and knocked on the door. And actually, I had known them before, and we were, somewhat friends. We were nice to each other and, cordial. Basically, I told them they could come in. They came in, and...
Why did they want to come in?
Just to visit, I guess.
Why did you want to go to visit in his house?
That's not true, Your Honor. We were coming home from the party, and we had invited...
Coming home from what party?
A friend's birthday party.
I thought you had people at your house.
I did. We were at a party, and then some of the people from the party came over to my place.
How many people?
Maybe 10.
So first you were at a birthday party?
Yeah.
Until what time?
Maybe like 1 o'clock.
Had there been drinking at the birthday party?
Yes, I have been drinking.
And what about you?
Yes.
What about the other 8 people at your house?
Some of them, not all of them.
Did you drive to the birthday party?
No.
You walked?
No, somebody drove me.
So tell me what happened when you came back to your house.
Like he said, he probably heard the footsteps and he opened the door. I had invited him to come up to my place. He came up there and we talked for a little bit. Then I went back down to his place.
Why? Is my question.
Because I didn't have any shot glasses.
And he did invite her.
Was I looking in your direction? Did they teach you that at Safeway?
No, they didn't. And no, you weren't.
You went down to his apartment.
Right.
Well, that's what he said. And you said, no, that's not right. But you did go down to his apartment.
That's correct.
And you went down to his apartment because you didn't have...
Shot glasses.
Because you were continuing to drink?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she ask you to borrow shot glasses?
Honestly, I don't remember whether she did or not, but they stayed for maybe like 10 minutes, and then they kind of got like rowdy because they were drunk. They were starting to talk louder, and they said that I was mad dogging, is a quote, what they said, her boyfriend, and I don't even know who her boyfriend is.
You were mad dogging her boyfriend. I read that. What does that mean?
Like, all I asked him why he was always, like, being shady pretty much towards my boyfriend when he saw him, like looking badly at him. That's all I asked him. He got really offended about it, started arguing with me, so I started arguing back and called me and my sister a couple names. And then that's when he told us to leave. We did, and we went up to my apartment.
Okay, go ahead.
So I asked them to leave after they started saying you were mad dogging my boyfriend. The exact conversation was she said, why are you always mad dogging my boyfriend and being shady? I'm like, I don't even know what your boyfriend looks like. And I was like, and anyways, you guys are rowdy, you're drunk, if you guys can leave.
Where were you?
I was at home with our daughter at a different apartment.
What do you mean at a different apartment? You two separated?
Yeah, we're still legally married, but we're separated.
So you're here only because it was your car?
Yeah,
You didn't
we're a co-owner of the car.
So you didn't see anything?
No.
You weren't there that night?
We have another witness that was there that night, yes.
Okay, but you weren't there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you could sit down.
Okay.
It keeps things clear in my mind. Go ahead.
So after I had asked them to leave, that's when they started getting really mad that I was taking offense to what they said, started yelling, and they were right at my doorway, like in the doorway, and I was just, I won't lie, I said, something derogatory to them, I can't remember at the time what it was, because they weren't leaving my house. Then I shut the door, and then they repeatedly pounded on my door, swearing, saying, let us in, no, we're gonna do this to you, basically assault me. And I said, I'm not gonna let you in. And then within 10 seconds, I could hear because our apartments actually have a door you have to get into before you can get into all the apartments. I heard that door open. They went around to my kitchen window, picked up a rock, and threw it through my window. So I immediately called the police.
Okay, but you didn't see anybody throw the rock at your window at that point? Okay, keep going.
So when the police came, basically, I didn't see anybody throw the rock, so the police said there's no proof, so they had to leave. So about maybe 10, 20 minutes later, I'm sitting in my living room with Matt watching TV. My sliding glass door is open, and I brought a tape of my apartment, my patio, exactly where I walked out, and turned to the left because I can see my vehicle. And I seen the three defendants, Amira, Matthias, all standing by the car. And the reason why I got up to look to start with was because I heard a loud shh, and those were my tires being popped. So I looked out.
When you say pop, pop with what?
I'm assuming with a knife when we took it to Les Schwab to get...
But they were slashed. It wasn't just the air being let out of the tires.
No, it was been punctured with a knife or something.
And you were there that evening, sir?
Yes.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Matthew.
Go ahead.
I was there that night. Joe noticed the loud slush sound, and they asked me to come see what it was with him.
Come out where?
Out to the patio, because he heard the loud noise, and he told me to come out there. So I went out there, and I saw those three slashed tires.
All three of them?
Yes.
Tell me exactly what you saw.
I stepped out, and then I looked over, and then they were, like, on their knees by the tires.
All three of them?
Yes.
And then what happened?
So when I looked out there, I could see, obviously, there was people coming around to other tires to slash the other four. They slashed all four. And then you can see them standing up and circling around the car. And
what did you say?
I didn't say anything because I didn't want to go out and get in an altercation with somebody and get in any kind of trouble. I immediately called 911. I was on the phone with them while I'm watching them finish scratch my car.
You have the 911 call?
I don't have the call, but I do have the police reports.
I'd like to see the police report.
They were all wearing very distinctive clothes, too. They were wearing barmaids' outfits, so it'd be very hard to mistake their identity.
Okay, now I'll hear you. Who's going to speak?
I will.
Go ahead.
After I went down to his apartment, we had the argument. I went back upstairs to my apartment. He was calling us names, and he was threatening to kick our butt or whatever. That's when I called the cops, and they had came and,
told
us.
He left after you had the argument and he slammed the door in your face? He started calling you names?
Yes.
From inside his apartment?
Yes, that's correct.
From inside his apartment?
He was yelling through the...
From inside his apartment?
Yes.
Okay, so you called the police?
I called the police.
Go ahead.
And they came, and they told me to separate and no contact with them. We were upstairs for a little bit. We were going to 7-Eleven.
What were you going to 7-Eleven for?
Getting some food. And we had heard a broken window.
Just a second. Don't tell me what we heard. You tell me
I
what
had
you
heard a broken window.
Now, you were going to 7-Eleven. Where was the 7-Eleven?
Like 2 minutes away from my house.
How were you getting there?
We were driving.
Who was driving? Is not an answer.
She was driving.
The 18-year-old who was drinking.
Well, she wasn't like drunk. She had like a beer.
I had some drinks, but I wasn't.
Keep going. It's not getting happier for you.
And I heard a broken window from up in my apartment, and I didn't think anything of it because he is very violent. From the first time that he moved into our complex, his ex-wife had came up to mine and my roommate's apartment, you know, crying, saying that her and him got in a fight. She asked
Could you
us...
move on, please, to the 28th and the 29th?
All right.
I'm
well,
not
then...
interested in this social drama.
Okay, well then after that, there was a lot of people coming in and out of my apartment, and he had been talking smack to a lot of them. So a lot of them were mad.
And they overheard. Me being amongst the men, just letting you know.
So you overheard, too, all this bad stuff?
Yes.
And that made you angry?
Somewhat, yes.
Good. So that drunk and angry and leaving to go to 7-Eleven with an 18-year-old drunk driver, you went down to get your car. Is that right? Is that right?
Yes.
Right. Let's see what I have. I have you inviting 10 people to your house, all who had been drinking up until 1 o'clock in the morning. You who have said to me that, well, it is clear that somebody, because the police wrote in their report what they observed, so somebody clearly vandalized his car that night, right?
Somebody did, yes.
So it was either you or any of your guests, including him, who heard him bad-mouthing you and who got angry. That's what you just told me.
Right.
Right? You're responsible.
I'm responsible.
Yes. You're responsible. You invited these drunken people to your house. Not only did they arrive having been drinking at 1 o'clock in the morning, but according to you, you went down to his house to get shot glasses so that they could continue to drink. And if they didn't have shot glasses, they were going to drink out of their slippers. So when you invite a bunch of drunken people to your house and continue to give them alcohol, you are responsible for what they do. That's one of the prices that you pay for inviting people and providing alcohol for people who don't do the right thing. You got it? Now, not that I don't believe that you and your sister and Mr. Safeway didn't slash the tires and didn't scratch his car, because I don't believe for 1 second that you didn't do it. I believe either you did it or you importuned somebody else to do it or you participated with them. Anybody else want to say anything to me? Perfect. Young ladies drinking is always very unattractive. Very unattractive. Now, men drinking can be unattractive, but there is nothing more unattractive than a woman who drinks and who can't control her mouth and then can't control their actions. I'm not talking for Mr. Safeway here. Mr. Safeway knows exactly what he did that day. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $4,319. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Obviously, I could identify them. They were wearing distinctive outfits, barmaids' outfits.
He didn't see anything, so I don't know why he said we did it.
And they don't lie about it. It's their problem.
All parties in the matter of Dos Santos versus Spearman, step forward, please.
22-year-old Jennifer Dos Santos is suing her ex-boyfriend, 21-year-old Dwayne Spearman, for the cost of a plane ticket to Lisbon, Portugal.
This used to be your boyfriend. He's not your boyfriend anymore.
That's correct.
You and your family, I assume your family, were going to Portugal to visit relatives. It is your claim that you laid out money for him to go on that family trip with the understanding that he was going to pay you back.
That's correct.
Mr. Spearman says there was never an agreement to pay you back for the trip. You wanted him to accompany you. You wanted him to meet your family. And he didn't have the money, so you agreed to pay for it.
Yes.
Well, tell me about the agreement that you had with him, Mr. Santos.
I had spoken to him about possibly going, and I had wanted him to go. And he had always told me that he wanted to go to Europe, and he had wanted to visit several places in Europe. So I suggested for him to come with me, and he wanted to. So I purchased a plane ticket, and he had always told me that he was going to pay me back.
Why didn't he purchase the plane ticket?
He did not have a credit card, I believe, and he didn't have enough money to purchase it himself.
So he had no money?
Yeah, not at all.
Well, how could he go on a trip if he had no money?
Well, he had just started working in a new job, and he said that he was going to pay me back when he got the money.
Did you agree to pay her back?
Never.
Well, tell me how it happened, Mr. Spearman.
We were dating on and off, and she originally went to see her parents down there. So she had the ticket to go down there. Well, we were broken up. We got back together. That's why she was going down there when I went. Sorry, a little nervous.
Try looking at me.
Sorry.
That'll make you even more nervous.
I know.
Go ahead.
I had to get the time off work at first, which I didn't think I was going to be able to do. When they said I could have the time off, I told her, all right, I could come, but I don't have the money. I have a bank statement that shows I didn't have any money. I was in the negatives.
She agrees you had no money.
Yes. She told everyone she was going to pay for me. She told my witness. She told my parents. Even on her life journal,
I have a paper that says that she would pay for the plane ticket. I was like, why not?
Well, first let me see the paper that says she's going to pay for the plane ticket. Well, it absolutely says, I bought his plane ticket. He's visiting for 7 days. This is so blank, fabulous. I want to show him so much blank. So much to do, so little time to do it. I have a good feeling about this.
Your Honor?
Yes.
I have a conversation that took place between both of us stating that he would pay me back.
I'd like to see it.
I highlighted some of the main parts, and there's 2 screen names listed. I don't know if you can figure it out.
He says, I said I'll pay you back eventually. I'm doing that for myself. Technically, though, I didn't want to go. You offered, I said yes. I'd win. It's your word against mine. But then you do agree to pay her back, sir, right?
He just kept hounding me.
No, that was the first time I had spoken to him since we broke up. And then I spoke to him afterwards, and he had told me that after that conversation took place, and he said he was not going to pay me back.
She's only doing this out of spite, though. She
no
just
spite.
wanted me to go after we broke up. That's the only time this ever came about.
I tend to believe you.
Your Honor, may I see that for a second?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
May I step up and say something?
Absolutely.
I was there.
First, tell me your name.
I'm Andrew Palua. I was there the day that they told me that they were going to Portugal, and I kept on making jokes, you know, he's in debt, he can't afford it. She blatantly said it was a gift, and he had not had to pay her back on many occasions.
Just a second. Didn't you hear what I just said? I know that you had something that you were dying to get out and dying to say. But is there anything different from what you said than what I just said?
No.
Then you can sit down. Thank you very much. I have other things to do today. Have you looked at that now?
Yes, I actually had a comment about it.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm not denying it, but any person, I know 9th graders that could type this up and then bring it to court.
I don't think 9th graders, I got news for you. I couldn't type it up on that machine,
Sorry.
whatever that machine is. And I've had more than a 9th grade education. The question is, did you in fact write it?
Yes.
Fine.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't think it should be used in court, though, because anybody could lie.
Well,
it's not in me to lie, that's why.
Listen to me. If you had said to me, Mr. Spearman, I didn't write that, then I would say, well, you have to prove that he wrote that. But you did.
Yes.
I believe she wanted you to go. I believe she had a good feeling about your relationship, and she wanted to share the European experience with someone that she cared about. I believe that after you broke up, when you came back, then, Mr. Spearman, you're probably a man of good conscience, and you agreed to pay her, right?
Yes.
Now, how much was the ticket?
$1,101.
Okay. And I tell you right now that the expenses that you had while you were in Portugal were limited. Your parents took you out for most of the meals that you were there, and whatever other money that you spent. But I believe he has the responsibility to pay you back for his airplane ticket. You agree with that, sir?
No, but I respect it.
I'm glad, because that email, or whatever that is, that conversation that you had, suggests that you are a man of good character. You don't want me to think otherwise, do you?
No.
Great. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,101. That's all.
What is your excuse? You may step out.
Save our relationship.
It's untrue. I'm happy in a new relationship, and it has nothing to do with that.
All right, no future.
Melissa Garbolinski is suing her ex-boyfriend, 26-year-old Matthew Heckroth, for crashing her Chrysler LeBaron while intoxicated. Matthew claims it was Melissa who crashed the car.
Order. All rise. Yeah, it's case number 82 on the calendar in the matter of Garbolinski versus Heckroth.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Garbolinski, this gentleman used to be your boyfriend. You lived together for a period of time. It is your claim that while drunk, he drove your car and crashed it.
That is
and
true.
Also endangered your child, who he took with him. Mr. Heckroth says it was you who drove the car, probably had a blackout and don't remember, crashed the car, and are now blaming it on him. How long did you live together?
About 4.5 months.
In your home or his home?
Yes, in my home. I paid all the bills.
Okay. What kind of work do you do, Mr. Heckroth?
I'm a detailer at a car wash.
How long have you been detailing cars?
Since January.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
Prior to January, Mr. Heckroth, when you started detailing cars, what were you doing? It's not an answer.
I can't remember.
Well, it's not so long ago. Do you suffer from any debilitating disease?
No.
Then what were you doing prior to January?
I did nothing.
What do you want to be when you grow up, Mr. Heckroth?
Actually, there's a couple things. a correctional facility guard or an animal cop for Houston or Detroit.
And what are you doing to further that career goal?
I have every GED book there is, and I study on my time off.
So you have to get your GED first.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Garbolinski, tell me when this incident happened with your car.
This happened about March 12th.
Now tell me what happened on or about March 12th with your car.
Well, Matthew had some friends over, and they were sitting in the living room. I told him I was going to bed about 10 o'clock.
What were the names of his friends who were over?
Jenny and Lance.
Okay, go ahead.
And I told him that I was going to sleep because I take sleeping pills for insomnia. So I took a sleeping pill, went to bed. My son was in his room playing video games. I woke up the next morning and saw that my car was smashed. I walked in the house and asked him what had happened. And he hesitated for a minute, and he said he didn't want to tell me because I had to get up early in the morning, and he smashed the car.
That is a lie.
Don't speak. Mr. Heckroth.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I asked him how it happened. He said that he took off with my car last night with my son, which I'm very upset about because my son could have been injured.
Where did he go? Where did he tell you?
He went to drop off his friends.
Okay. Put your hand down. You'll come to your turn, Mr. Heckroth.
Okay.
I wish you were so vigorous about finding a future.
Okay, that is a...
Go ahead.
And when I woke up in the morning, I saw that my car was smashed. I asked him what had happened.
You told me that already.
Okay.
I have a very good memory. Heckroth doesn't have a good memory, but I have a good memory. Okay, so...
And that's about what happened.
Can I see pictures of the car, please?
Yes, you may.
Mr. Heckroth, what are the last names of these two people, Jenny and Lance?
The last name of Lance is Quintel. He's my cousin.
And Jenny?
And Jenny is her friend, so that's a lie, Your Honor. She was there that night, too, but it was her friend.
Okay.
And I would never drive with a kid in the car. That's absurd. Okay.
Now, Lance was your friend?
My cousin, yes.
Your cousin. And how did he get to your house?
He,
Look at me.
Yes, he walked that night.
Walked. What's his telephone number?
989-04.
So he walked to your house from where?
I don't know where he came from. He lived down the road, or I'm not sure how he got there. But he stayed the night that night.
And where did he stay when he stayed the night?
On the couch.
So he was there in the morning?
Right.
Does he work?
No. He just had surgery on his arm.
What kind of surgery did he have on his arm?
I'm not sure. He had a broken arm. It required a rod put in.
Oh, so he can't drive?
No, he can't.
So he walked from somewhere down the road?
Yes.
Do you know where his cousin lives somewhere down the road? Just answer my question.
He lives all over.
He lives all over. What does that mean?
He is like Matthew.
Sort of falls down wherever he can.
Yep.
Now, Jenny, he says Jenny is your friend.
We were friends, but she pulled a lot of stunts with different people, and I don't care to talk to her anymore. She did come over that night, and her and Lance both went home that night because I told Matthew I didn't want anybody in my house after I went to bed.
So Jenny was your friend?
She was my friend at the time, yes.
Does she have a cell phone?
No, she does not have a cell phone. She has a home phone.
What's her home phone number?
1-989-6.
Okay. Now, Mr. Heckroth, now you're going to tell me your version of these events.
Okay. I had to work early in the morning that night. So I went to sleep while Melissa, her friend Jennifer, and my cousin partied while her son was in the room. But I was laying in bed awake when she took her friend home. Lance was in the car, too. She took her friend Jennifer home, and they said they were going to the bar, but they showed up late that night, and then she woke up the next morning flipping out about her car, which I knew nothing about because I had to be to work that early that morning.
And both Jenny and Lance are going to corroborate the fact that Miss Garbolinski took them home. Is that right?
Yes.
When I called them?
Yes.
Both of them?
Yes. That's why Jennifer was her first witness, but wouldn't come to lie for her.
Why didn't she come to testify for you?
Because I wanted to come by myself.
Why?
Because my first witness couldn't come because of surgery, so I just came by myself.
Why couldn't he come because of surgery?
He has a big rod on his arm and probably just don't feel like it. Didn't feel like coming.
But you asked him to come?
Yes.
And you asked Jenny to come?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I didn't need Jennifer to come because she took Jennifer home in the car, so I don't know.
All right, let's go find out.
Okay.
Is this Jenny? Jenny? This is Judge Judy Sheindlin. How are you? I have a question to ask you. I'm trying a case, and I want you to think back to March 12th of this year, okay? Do you remember when you were at the Garbolinsky-Heckroth home? Okay. How did you get there that evening? You were dropped off. By whom? By Matt. Who took you home? Okay. And was Lance in the car? Were you in the car when the accident occurred? Tell me how the accident occurred. Okay, fine. I appreciate the information. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. You gave me a wrong number, sir. Lance's number, repeat it again.
989-204.
Wrong number. Belongs to a Connie and Don.
Connie and Dennis, that is his parents that he's staying with because of his arms.
Jenny doesn't seem to remember her in the car at all, sir. Jenny only remembers you in the car. And Jenny can tell me exactly what happened with that accident. Exactly what happened with that accident.
I was not in the car. There was no accident. If there was an accident, there would be a report or...
Not if you were drunk. And not if you were in an accident with a truck. And according to Jenny, the truck driver said, no big deal for the truck, and you were just as happy just to drive away because as far as you were concerned, she was driving. Ugh. How old are you?
I am 28, going to be 29 in June.
A, he's too young for you. B, he's too stupid for you. C, you've already clearly made one mistake because you have a 9-year-old child, so that was a relationship that was a mistake, right?
Yes.
You're going to pick somebody else to live with, pick somebody who has a future, who has a life.
Somebody that can help
who's
pay rent.
mature, who's not a baby, and who most of all is not a liar. Now, can I see the estimates on the car, please?
There's 2 different ones there, Your Honor.
Can I say something, please, Your Honor?
Yes.
The pictures are from when she crashed her car. They're not even the right date of the accident.
Oh, well, why don't you tell me what the right date of the accident is?
I have no idea. Because I
For
wasn't
the
driving.
plaintiff for the amount of $2,108. That's all. Step out.
Please excuse you, Miss Step out.
They went to the bar after being at the house.
I have a restricted license. I can't drive after 9 p.m.
She really didn't care because she drove the car in the first place.
Obviously, somebody had to drive my car to get in the accident, and it wasn't me.
It's fine. I'm gonna mind my business and move on.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bird versus Gracia. Step forward.
Singer, superstar, DJ King, yes Rajgar. Yeah, this is Pete Royal Studio Dosado.
The culprit is Juanita's son, 14-year-old Alberto Lopez.
गल्ला लोकेशन दे चेहरा के तो पितल भरिंगा गल्ला लोकेशन दे चेहरा के तो पितल भरिंगा जानो पड़ जा जेड़े यार करम नहीं कांड करेंगा जानो पड़ जा जेड़े यार करम नहीं कांड करेंगा काली गाड़ी में घुमा रे बदमाशी करा सरेआम काली गाड़ी में घुमा रे बदमाशी करा सरेआम कब घंटा फर्क पड़े तेरे मारो तो शे बदनाम कब घंटा फर्क पड़े तेगी मारो तो शे बदनाम
I came out, he took the keys off my door, and I seen the car go past the window, and I went out and I seen him hit the tree.
You saw him?
I seen him get in my car.
Where were the keys?
They were on the door.
Of what room?
The front door.
And where's your computer?
In the living room.
ते ये खुद नहीं डाला माने थे 70 की बीर शराब ये खुद नहीं डाला माने थे 70 की बीर शराब वहाँ पर माइन का बंदा सी कर दिंगा लाइफ करा.
Last name. Is he still your friend?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
I haven't talked to him
Since when?
since the accident.
And what about Brandon? Have you spoken to him?
No, ma'am.
Why haven't you spoken to them since the accident? Casey.
Ever since the accident, I just lost touch.
Why? They were in the room with you on the computer, right?
Right.
They weren't near the car, so why would you stop being their friend?
I just haven't talked to him in a while.
Okay, now let me hear your version of what happened.
Me, Brendan, and Dwayne were sitting on the living room couch. I was next to Casey looking on the computer with him. Me and Brendan discussed getting in the car and listening to the music, and the keys were on the desk of the computer, not hanging. I took the keys in front of Casey. He didn't say anything. Me and Brendan went into the car, started the car.
Brendan, too?
Brendan was in the car. We started the car and started listening to music. I switched gears in the car in reverse. Casey came out and just stood there and watched us.
Casey came out?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did he say to you?
I don't know if he said anything, but he just stood there watching us. And I backed the car, and I guess...
Why did you do that?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. He's taken the car out before. It's not like it was the first time he's done it.
He didn't do anything.
Well, that we've done it, he's let us drive before. And I started backing up the car. I was gonna go anywhere. And then Brendan got scared and opened the passenger door and jumped out. And that's when the door hit the tree. I stopped the car and moved it back forward. And we noticed the damages to the car.
So whose fault is this?
Mine.
Perfect. Why didn't you convince your mother of that?
When his mother found out, we all discussed together that we will each take responsibility for it.
Who's each?
Me, Brendan, and Casey. Because
Well, it's not, just a second. Not Casey's fault. You took the keys. You didn't have permission to take the keys. Brandon, maybe. He was with you, but he didn't drive it. You did. Why is it anybody else's fault but yours?
They didn't stop me.
So let's say you're walking down the street with your mother and you see somebody that you went to school with that you don't like, and you walk past them and you say to your mother, I'm going to punch him in the face. You walk past him, you punch him in the face. Gets hurt. Would that be your mother's fault?
No, ma'am.
Why? She didn't stop you. She didn't stop you. You get it?
Yes, ma'am.
You have anything to say to me, Miss Garcia?
Yeah. The reason I felt that it wasn't all his fault was because all three parties were involved. Casey is older than my child. The key was in his house.
Just a second. How much older is he?
2 years older than him.
So what?
No, but he had possession of the keys.
No, he didn't. He didn't have possession of the keys.
They've done.
If he had the keys in his pocket.
No, Judge.
Hey, listen to me. If he had the keys in his pocket, and he took the keys out of his pocket and handed them to your son, then he had control of the keys. Your son didn't ask permission. It's like he stole the keys. And what he's saying is, well, nobody stopped me. I mean, you mean if he walked out with the silver and nobody stopped him, he could have the silver? If you saw the family jewels and he said, I'm going to take those. And he said, well, I took them, but nobody stopped me. So why can't I have those? He stole the keys and he went outside. And he was in the car already.
Yes, Your
Honor. All right. How much damage did you have to your car?
I also have another incident, Your Honor, where my new truck was keyed and I saw Alberto running from my carport that evening, and I have a police report on it as well. And there have been other instances, burnt screens, lawn bags that I've bagged up have been scattered over my yard the next morning, graffiti on the side of my house.
Listen to me, Mr. Garcia. What do you want to say? It wasn't you, right?
The police report didn't even say that. When we was there with the cops, she said that her daughter came out of the house and said that she may have saw the back of my head.
Listen to me, sir. What I'm going to say to you is, only you and I know whether or not you were involved in any of these shenanigans that's taken place in the Burr home since this incident. Unfortunately, Miss Burr knows that she has insufficient proof of what's been going on, this little vandalism and prank stuff, because I'm sure that Brandon is involved, which is why he doesn't see him anymore. I don't know about Dwayne. Dwayne was in the house. Why don't you see him anymore?
I don't know.
So you didn't tell me the whole story. You didn't tell your mother the whole story. He didn't tell you the whole story, Miss Burr. Not the whole story, but he's not responsible. You are. And if you've been fooling around with Miss Burr's property, it better stop. Because now 10 million people know that you are potentially a suspect So there are going to be lots of eyes on you, including the police. Do we understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. What's the estimate to fix your car?
One is for $1,608, the other one's for $1,733, and the third one, $1,840.
Can I see pictures of the car, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's not $3,000, $1,608. Where did you learn your math?
Also for the keying of my truck.
I already told you that you have no proof of that.
Okay.
He did it. You weren't paying attention. Oh, you're lucky that this damage is only $1,608, that she can have it fixed for that. That's pretty nasty damage, sir. How old are you?
14.
Ever been in any trouble before?
No, ma'am.
Great. Don't get into trouble again. Your mother looks like a very nice lady. She doesn't need trouble from you.
No, she doesn't.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,608. Thank you.